What is happening, Dolphins fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your hosts, El Capitan. Tonight on a tailgate party that never seems to stop, find myself with some energy on a Friday night. Figured we'd do some talking about these Miami Dolphins. We'll, go into some of the updates coming from joint practices this week with the Commanders. Some stock up, stock down. Questions still. Dolphins O-line shuffling all over the place. Teron Armstead played a little bit. Jalen Phillips back at it. Look at this guy, dude. Under 10 months, back out practicing in full speed on 11 on 11s. We'll get into that and more. We'll touch on the Tier Tart cut. New guy Dolphins brought in from FSU. We'll touch on that as well. We'll chat it up with chat. We'll get into this whole thing, and we'll do the show. So hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you're watching on Twitch, Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it, listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those good places. Come over to YouTube. Go to TFTGnetwork.com. Subscribe, get in, check out the website, and also, leave a comment. All kinds of good stuff. Get in with the community. Share the videos. Let's get into it.
Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30. This is the dynamic hill. He's in for six. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown. What a block.
Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off, it's these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's, crack open this Miami Dolphins news and updates episode. Couple of things, right? Mike McDaniel talked earlier in the week, had some things, addressed the Tier Tart stuff, talked about the orange jersey, Jalen Phillips, all that good stuff. We'll touch a little bit on that. I guess, all right, I'm just going to get right to it with this O-line stuff. And typically I don't like harping about things, but this O-line's bothering me. And, we have injuries at the O-line. We have a guy we brought in, injured his snapping hand. Liam Eichenberg is taking snaps. Jack Driscoll also took some snaps in the preseason game, seemed to do all right, which is cool, right? Hi-oh. And then, Isaiah Wynn, is it the quad that ended his season last year? Is it a new lower leg injury? What is going on, dude? Oh, what? Look who's slid up in the back. Look who's slid up in the back. Tonk, is that you? I'm live right now, dog. What you doing?
What's up?
What's good, man? I'm just doing some Dolphins updates.
Dope. I saw you post a link in the chat, so I said, I'm chilling. I can see who's cooking what.
Word. Yeah, man. I've been so busy, bro, with this freaking Pop Warner football coaching with my son and stuff, like off season. And then right before the season starts, they do mandatory 14 days or 10 days. You had to do mandatory 10 days in a 14-day window. And that's on top of, we've been going 4 days a week in conditioning, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. I mean, it's been crazy, right? And we have the Jamboree this weekend. So starting after this weekend, we then go to Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then games on Saturday. So I'm actually able to get the show back in order because it's been rough, dude. It's been a lot, but been fun.
Yeah.
I've been having a good time. So now, today we had off, found myself with some extra energy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get up on here and do some stuff. So, but real quick, I want to shout out to everybody in chat who made it in here. Raph, Crazy Dolphin, aka Mr. Polk, the member, the family member, the show member. What's up, Mr. Polk? Kevin Lee, also a member in the hood. What's up, Kevin Lee? Hit the like button, everybody, on the way in. Fred, I see you, Fred. Get out of here, Fred. Omar Brown, what's going on? Fins up 74, salute. Adam in the building, member, family member, salute, homie. Duke in here. Who else in it? Mudbone, salute everybody. Hit the like button, guys. So yeah, Talk, I was just getting into our O-line situation, right? And I'll catch you up to speed a little bit, dog. Because I know you don't follow it super closely. But so we last year, right? In the middle of the year, we lost our starting center, Connor Williams, and he got I forget what the injury was, but it was a lot of surgery he had to get, and he lost a ton of weight, and it just looked like his career could even be in jeopardy at some point, right? And before then, he was one of the best centers in the league. And the Dolphins offense, when he started and played, he was amazing, right? What? How'd you do that, dog?
Just a little something I throw in for you real quick.
How'd you do that, bro?
I don't know. I just opened up my cam. I think it's iPhone. iPhone does that. I don't know why. It just does it. I don't know why it just does it. I never look there. There it is. I don't know why it just does it.
Hey, do this one. See if it'll do that. Will it do that? Leave it still. Try to do a peace sign. We'll do a peace sign.
Nope.
All right, we'll do the thumbs up. Oh, fuck. We broke it.
There it is.
Oh, there it goes. What? I don't know. We'll get there, dog. We'll get there. Be throwing up these in no time. You know what I'm saying? Throwing these up. Yeah. Anyhow, so our center, right? He got injured. So in the offseason, the Dolphins signed this guy from Tennessee who was a free agent, Aaron Brewer. Now he's a little bit on the smaller side for compared to Connor Williams. He's smaller for sure, but effective. Dolphins fans got to see him be effective against us. So there was a lot of. I personally wasn't really hyped about the signing. Honestly, I felt like we were taking a step back with Aaron Brewer to what we had with Connor Williams. And anyhow, we also lost our starting right guard to free agency last year. He signed to Carolina for buku dollars, right? Way more than the Dolphins were ever going to pay him. And then also last year, our starting guard, who's been injured, he was was he a first round pick or a second round? I think it was a second round pick. He was first. I can't remember. Somebody in chat, let me know. Isaiah Wynn is his name. Patriots picked him up. Didn't work out at tackle. Didn't work out at guard. Played better at guard, but had injury history. And here he is again, injured again with the Dolphins, and he got injured last year and still injured now. And there's speculation on whether it's a new injury or it's the same injury, this quad that he keeps having problems with that ended his season. So we have some depth piece guys still on the roster after we lose these dudes, Connor Williams and the guard. We get Aaron Brewer, the new center. We have a guy on the roster, Liam Eichenberg, that the Dolphins really want to use him as a left guard, but he played a lot of center last year, and I thought, hey, I think this guy can work out at center. He's not – his hands ain't real – he don't have a good reach on him, and there is some stuff to like about him, but when he loses a rep, he loses terribly, right? I feel like him being the center, snapping the ball, being able to do isolation blocks or get to the second level, I think it might be all right, right? and he played well. He played better at guard, but I still thought that like Dolphins should have went that way with him rather than getting a center and moving him to guard.
What position? Where is guard play? Is that defense?
So no. So you have the center that snaps the ball. You have a left guard to the left of him. You have a right guard to the right of him, and then you got tackles on the end for the O line.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. So anyhow, the Dolphins get this guy Aaron Brewer, who I already wasn't really feeling. Right, I thought he was a little small. I don't know. Maybe he'll be great. Right, like I hope so. Obviously, I just don't think if I want to measure up what he can do versus to what we had with Connor Williams, it's gonna feel like a step back to me. I believe, but I wasn't high on it anyhow. And they didn't draft any interior offensive linemen or address the O line in the interior at all. They did draft a tackle out of Houston, who's a giant. The guy is literally, I think he's like 6'9" with his helmet on. He's a monster. And he looks to be pretty good, and he's going to be a good tackle, but he's too friggin' big to have in at guard. He's just too big. Our quarterback isn't the tallest, and even for a tall quarterback, the guy would be too big to be right there in the middle like that. Like, that's just more of an outside guy. Anyhow, but he might get some playing time. I don't know. My point is that the Dolphins didn't address center. Well, they did, but they didn't address the guards or interior of the O-line. And we do have some dudes that are holding up from over. Like, we got a guy, Robert Jones. He looks like he's going to be, I don't know. He looks to be the guy because, okay, well, here's the deal, right? Isaiah Wynn, injured. Our new center, injured. The new center hurt his snapping hand, and he got injured earlier in camp too. So this guy's having some injury stuff, which sucks. So the guy we were going to put in at guard is now playing center, and we're shifting between a couple different options at guards. It's just a lot of moving pieces, and it's making me worry, right? Like, I don't need all that. Not for nothing, because I always think we have a new offensive line coach, right? His name is Butch Barry. He came in last year, and although the Dolphins were second most in offensive line combinations, I forget how many they had. I think it was like 12 or something, with different people lining up due to injury. Our offensive line played relatively well considering that type of adversity that they had to overcome. I think it has to do with two things. Number one being that Butch Barry is a damn good offensive line coach. He's infamously known as being a real tough coach. Players don't necessarily like him the most because he's kind of a hard-nosed kind of guy, but the results speak for themselves with his discipline and how he coaches his unit. And I also think that him being here helped that line, but equally as much, Tua gets the ball out super quick. Like, this offense is timing in 2.5 seconds. That ball has left his hands, right? That's kind of like their thing, and that's the pace they want to put on you. Doesn't always work out that way, but typically it does. So that helps the offensive line too. You only got to hold a block for a little bit. But the thing that I hate, right, is that this fan base loves to blame shortcomings on things, right? And if this offensive line struggles, and really with the state of it right now, if it struggled, it would be like, well, of course it's struggling. They've been trying to figure out these three interior guys all camp. You know what I'm saying? So, and meanwhile, our left tackle, who's a veteran, he typically doesn't practice at all because he's an older veteran. He makes a lot of money. I don't need him to practice, but you do need your O-line unit to practice together because there's continuity, right? And we're trying to figure out that job next to him, the left guard. He plays left tackle. We're shuffling guys at center. We're shuffling guys at right guard. It's just a nightmare, bro. It's a nightmare right now. And you want this continuity because that's typically how the teams that can hold together the same five guys that are starters at O-line the longest and or the most typically do a hell of a lot better, right? And it's also messes up the timing for the offense to execute, the quarterback, all this stuff. And if I got a guy that I'm play in to see how he does. And Tua's back there. He comes and steps on my quarterback's foot. I'm going to lose my shit. But it's really kind of this pain in the ass situation that all Dolphin fans saw coming and we didn't do nothing about. And we're just kind of just sitting here like, But I don't want this to be an excuse either. It bothers me, but it bothers me the most because anything and everything that goes wrong with this team, the uneducated dumbass fans and the people who like to make up complete excuses and tales for everything, right? They will use these instances. And although fine, it's warranted. Again, I'm sitting here worried about the O-line. If it has failure and it costs the team, which it ultimately will, if that's what happens, I will have been right. The thing is, the fans, the blame will be in the wrong spot. They'll be attacking the O-line guys. While I'll be like, no, this organization failed to address the O-line when everybody and their mother a year ago, because this is when it'll be happening, could say that, hey, maybe signing Aaron Brewer is a failure and not a great call to downgrade from Connor Williams. Maybe riding it out with an injury-prone guard who didn't make it last season and hasn't been here yet, along with what I perceive to be a downgrade at center, and trying to figure out who's your right guard with the guy who left through free agency. It's just, it's like you guys took a lot of risks, and it didn't seem like there was any definitive answer to address any one of those three interior spots. And the results speak for themselves. They sold us months ago when they signed Aaron Brewer. This is the answer. And I beg to differ when it happened. People are like, nah, he's going to be good. And I'm like, all right, okay, all right, yeah. And now he's not even practicing. So I don't know. Call me an asshole. Call me a guy who's not optimistic and more pessimistic. I just don't want it to be used. Again, I'm sick of talking about this fucking O-line, bro. God damn. So sick of it. It's the conversation with this team infinitely with these fans, and I'm just like, dude, yes, the O-line could be part of the problem, but God, man, it's not everything. It's just it drives me nuts. Mr. Polk, what's good? Welcome, brother. How you been, buddy?
I'm doing okay. How you doing, Captain and Tom?
What's up?
Yeah, just Mr. Polk, I'm here on a Friday night, sick of talking about the O-line, dog. That's what I'm here for.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Injuries. Man, I don't know.
The fan base, Mr. Polk, they just the complaining from them that they like, that's it. Nothing's anybody's fault. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the O-line's fault. They won't blame the wide receivers. They won't blame the coach staff. They won't blame the quarterback. They won't blame the running backs. It's only the O-line's fault, right? Like, I don't want to see that, dude. I don't want to hear that again in my life. I'm sick of it.
You think that was more of a problem last season than defensive?
Well, I'll tell you this. The whole offense carries the blame at the end of the year, because they were a more healthier unit than the defense that sustained, key injuries in key areas pretty much every week since like week 12 and week 11. Like, it was the next big name on defense, and the defense still held up. Yes, they had more points scored against them, but it wasn't because of the defense not doing their part. The offense let the defense
you
down
definitely pay attention a lot. You definitely pay attention a lot more.
Those last 6 weeks, including the playoffs, the offense let us down way more than the defense did.
Okay.
Yeah, because the defense kept us in the last two seasons, kept us in a good amount of games, but they can only do so much if the offense don't
Yeah, man, I can only stop this team so much and hold them to no points. But you give them a short field by giving them the ball back, and they can in a short time on there, and I gotta lose the time. I mean, it's just you can feel the flow, right? And when the offense misses a beat 2 or 3 possessions, you're asking a lot from your defense. And I don't care who it is. Now, defenses can spark, and I watched our defense do that. They spark things, and then the offense is supposed to come up and meet them halfway and do something, and then they'd fail. I seen the defense go down with guys and them not let it beat them. It's the other dude stepped up to the task, where I saw the offense have most of its starters not do what they did earlier in the season at all. So
Yeah.
they and a lot of the people will blame it on the O-line, and there's some credence to it. I'm sorry, but right here, right now, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and be this way. I'm not gonna talk about the O-line, but in weaponry alone, on the offense that this team is paying for, it's Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
He ain't free. Jonnu Smith, who we just signed. Okay, we just signed him. He ain't free. Tua Tagovailoa just got the Brinks truck backed up. Tyreek Hill got his thing reworked.
Yeah.
He's making a bunch of money. And we signed Waddle. That's 5 players on deals that I'm talking about, and just weaponry alone. Much less the fact that we're one of the very few teams that have a fullback and pay a fullback. So this offense has a lot of money spent to it. And
we have a fullback? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Alec Ingold, one of the best in the game. The guy is he's a gangster, right? Like, I'm not saying I love Alec Ingold.
That's a rare position.
Well, the way if you watch Alec Ingold and how he plays the game, he plays it rare. He plays way bigger than he is. He's got great hands. He's got fluid movement. He's a nice route runner. His blocking technique, everything he does, I would say, the best in the league, close to it, and consistent. The man is super consistent. I love him. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just naming off the weaponry, and I want all this weaponry. I'm not saying I don't want it, but you got to think in a cap structure. If you're spending money here or there, if I'm going to spend it on all those weapons I just talked about, it's got to come from somewhere. And right now it's coming from the O-line. So you can't have everything with a football team unless you want to have nothing on defense and everything on offense. And we see plenty of teams do this, and their defense can't hold up. Our defense has a lot of money put on it too. This team is built with no excuses by my measure. And they've continued to address, upgrade, and shout out to Chris Greer and the department, because it seems like every draft pick they picked is really great this year, outside of Chop Robinson, which, but it looks pretty good right now. But I think they've done a well enough job managing free agency, drafting, signing their own, and manipulating the cap in a way that keeps this team competitive, because that's why this roster is so stacked on both sides of the ball. So I don't want to hear how the offensive line fails you, because something's got to give. And anybody who could notice anything, when you lose star players or starting players, and Christian Wilkins to free agency, okay, he went and signed for a mega deal to the Raiders. You lose Robert Hunt, who signs a freaking monster deal with Carolina. You're sending a clear-cut signal that you can't afford to address these positions, and you're going to make do in these positions with the guys you got and the little bit of adding you're going to do in free agency, and take that and have it coached up. That's where you feel like your coaching prowess of a football team is your strongest right now, and that's on your D-line and your O-line. And they've made stuff. They've invested draft picks. They've invested money. We've signed a center. We drafted a second-round pick at tackle. We got Calais Campbell this offseason on our D-line. See what I'm saying? So, and we drafted Chop Robinson on the D-line. So it's not like it's, but to me, that's where the team is going in a fiscally more responsible than where they're splurging in other areas, right? Cornerback, they splurged on Jalen Ramsey. Anyhow, my point is that when you understand how a team has to be in the realm of cap compliant and how they sign things, you see where the weak spots are in a binary sense of finances alone. Now, the teams offset those things by drafting talent to have young players on young deals that they can influx the talent in that spot that they're not spending money. Make sense, right? Seems pretty freaking cut and dry to a guy like me. But you can't pay everything. You can't buy everything. But I will say the Dolphins, I feel like, miss an opportunity to draft in the interior to plug up what I perceive to be a apparent hole, right, on the offensive line. Whew.
Definitely. I don't know. Well, I know it's some people maybe hang their heads low, but like I said, we're coming up on our second preseason game. The season hasn't started yet, so just gotta see what Bushbury can do. Last season we had injuries on the line, and I know Bushbury plugged and played some guys, and not everybody that you plug and play is going to be at the top level. But the thing is that the line did what they can do, but the rest of the offense is not stepping up, and you're not utilizing some of your weapons. We're going to have issues. And
I
you
mean,
can't
you get
just blame. Also, you can't just some people want to just blame Tua. It's not just Tua. It's the whole
not.
the offense as a whole.
It's not. But he has his blames at times, as do
Oh,
other players. But we
right.
can't sit here and point at the failures of positions that you knew wasn't solid. You knew you didn't make things to address it, and you took chances. And yes, the fans can point it out, but let's not act like, I think, equally shared amount of responsibility of the person that fails that is making way less money, or you have way less answers at whatever they're doing, right? Which is why when they do something really great, everyone's super excited, right? But it equally falls on the guys that surround him at all levels on this football team that are making the big bucks to counterbalance that. That's why they get the big bucks. You're so talented, you're making this amount in your position. That means that if I'm giving you this, I gotta see these wide receivers making the money that they are should be so great at their job that it makes up for the problems that the O-line's having. That's just the facts, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the freaking facts.
Yeah.
You brought in Jonnu Smith, you brought in OBJ, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle, you've got 4 pass catching options that you're paying money to, and you've got the envy of the world in weaponry right now on this offense. Those guys need to either be faster, stronger, do some. I don't care what they got to do to make up for the O-line's uncertainties, but that's the facts. That's what the Dolphins decided to do with the money. That's what needs to happen. And I just want to address something that I see in chat here. Billy said it. We lost to the team that sent everybody home. I say this to you, Billy. First of all, you've been a fan probably long enough. I don't know, Billy. I don't know how old you are, but that seemed to be the case a lot. Dolphins have a great team. We feel great about. We have a little bit of a collapse losing streak and ultimately lose in the playoffs to a team that either goes to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl. It's just not happened a lot to us, Mr. Polk. It just seems like that, right? The team that knocks us out either goes to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl, or is at least in the AFC. Like, they're all the way there. Like, they're one of the best teams in the NFL, right? Number 2 in the AFC, number 1 in the AFC, Super Bowl champion. That's who the Dolphins lose to. And Dolphins fans use that as an excuse to go, well, I say this. For the team that sent every team home, if the Dolphins would have beat them, that would have been us sending the rest of the league home as we win a Super Bowl. And there is my gripe. I just went through the litany of weaponry that we have on offense. I could go through the litany of weaponry that we have on defense. I agree. There is a lot more uncertainty with the defense and depth chart and starters and added additions and the health of players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, is Chop Robinson going to work out? Does Calais Campbell continue to be what he's been, or is age finally show up to him? I don't think so, but Jalen Phillips, who played on 11 on 11s, is he going to be what he left off as? Is it going to be a slow roll thing? When does Chubb come back? Dolphins signed Tier Tart and now got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Because Benito Jones is pretty much the guy I would think would take Tier Tart's spot now that he's gone, yet he hasn't been practicing. So Deshaun Hand and Brandon Peely are playing. Do both these guys make it now? With there's just so many more questions at all three levels. Does Ethan Bonner become the number one option to back up the Jalen Ramsey and or Will Fuller? Does Cam Smith overtake him, who finally has gotten back to practice? You see what I'm saying? Like every level of the offense, we signed Jordan, or the defense. I have questions with Jordan Poyer. Hasn't been practicing, injured his thumb. Marcus May looking pretty good, special team guy, brought in. But we also see McMillan, who played well in the preseason game, hasn't done well in practice. But can he continue to do whatever? Nick Needham, who is also a safety. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things at all three levels. Linebackers, do these new guys work out? I don't know. Seems like I can't see them because they're never practicing and they're never fucking in the preseason games. I don't know anything about these linebackers. Channing Tindle, is this fucking guy gone on this team? You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere on the defense, I have questions.
Yeah.
Whereas the offense, I have bought, paid for, analytics, whatever you want to throw at answers. So I need this answers to win more football games until I can find my answers with the O-line, find my answers with the defense. And that's the expectation Dolphin fans need to have themselves, because all I hear as of late from a lot of these people with putting context on things. Now there's a lot of excitement and hey, I'm stoked too, right? But I could see this letdown, this host Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dolphins struggle in these areas that I have as questions, and us go, well, la, la, la. Like, no. We got way too much money in all the right places that this offense should be able to smoke anybody week one, because defenses, yeah, they can play free and fast, but we've got too much continuity on offense to not play free and fast. Right?
Exactly.
Year three with Mike McDaniel. Tua gets the bag. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, everybody getting money. Everybody getting money. That's how good this offense is. That's how good this offense needs to be week one, just in case that defense still has questions, just in case that O-line still has questions. And I ain't going to let anyone tell me any differently.
I agree with you on all points you're making. I mean,
see you later, Franklin.
We got to get around that. We got to find a way to get around that curve, because just like you said, we got too much talent. I can look back in the past seasons where we had a good offense, not so good defense, vice versa. We had good defense, not so good offense. The past, what I can say, 3-4 years, we've had talent on both sides, and like I said, we need to see more, more production. We need to see more utilizing of these players. We need to get around that curve, because I'm tired of when we get close and we drop off. Here's all the finger point.
Not just the finger point, but the blame game, and ultimately
Exactly.
the blame game. More often than not, it's a cop out, right? It just seems more and more like a cop out to me with the blame game going on. Color, what's up, homie?
What's up, Color?
What's up, man? What's up, Mr.
Are
Ball?
you
What's up, Cap?
are you
This
on
thing
site?
working?
Yeah, this thing's
I'm
working.
sorry.
Are you on site? Where you at?
Currently, you can still hear me. I don't want to walk too far away from the Wi-Fi, but currently I am. I'm in Yellowstone Lodge at Yellowstone National Park, right where Teddy's fort was at and all that.
Word. Color
Like
out
the
on
fort that's here.
out on an adventure.
That's the moon over Yellowstone right now.
Word. You gonna go see Old Faithful and stuff?
It's pretty cool. Probably not Old Faithful, but we're gonna head over to gosh, what was the place called? I forget what it's called, but it's another spring, like further down into other parts of Yellowstone. Because the last time I was here,
I know what you're talking about. Sometimes Faithful.
Yeah, the last time I was here, that's like we came to the couple parts by Old Faithful, and we saw Old Faithful, but I didn't get to see like the northern parts where all the animals are at and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
The
know. I
Grand
don't
Canyon,
know.
the Yellowstone.
Can you hear me, Color? I don't know the
Yeah, I
protocol.
can
I
hear
think
you.
you got a little bit of a delay. I don't know the protocol, but I know they got some crazy ass wolves out there. Is there any way you could spot some of that?
Maybe. I mean,
Good.
oh yeah, they've got big, like they got wolf populate. Like when you get out there in it, you see like packs of wolves and like bison and bears and all that stuff, man. We went to this place today. It was a bear sanctuary.
I
Uh,
want to see wolves.
it's
I don't want to
nearby
fuck with
here.
bears at all, dog. Like, I want to check out some wolves, but I don't want to. I don't want to fuck with a bear at all. 'Cause bear climb a tree, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, they
Not
can
only
do a
that,
lot of things, man. You know, I learned today that they are just below the chimpanzee in intelligence.
That doesn't surprise me at all, dude. At all. Bears are smart. They're stupid, but
Well,
they're
yeah,
smart.
definitely,
they're good
definitely.
at tracking
And
it
that's
down.
why you gotta. That's why you gotta really like. It's hard to like, keep them out of your trash and all that.
What's
The
up, Rhino?
rhinos.
Making an
Oh, what's
appearance.
up,
What's going on,
Rhino?
homie?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
You
How's
Pretty
you,
know,
good,
man?
man.
just
Wow.
shooting the shit, buddy.
Friday night.
Yeah, yeah. You, hey, Rhino, I seen you in
Hey,
chat. Are
Cap,
you?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna head up onto the Chargers, so I'll be back in a sec. But
All right, yeah. Word up.
all right, man.
So, Rhino, I know you heard me on the O line issues and stuff, and
Some of it.
okay, so like we got these issues. I knew everybody and their mother knew about the interior of the O line, and the way in which they addressed it, I feel like is falling short. I wasn't a big fan of the Aaron Brewer signing, right? I
Mhm.
didn't think it was an upgrade or an equal to Connor Williams. I felt like it was a step back and a spot fix when you look at the contract and how they separated the money. And the way it sold it to the fans is that it's like an answer, right? And to me, I could see how it could quickly become something we're not just paying for, but paying for financially while it's a failure. But whatever. I could be wrong too. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that.
Well,
Anyhow,
the way I
Connor
take that, the
Williams
way I
leaves.
view it,
Oh, go ahead.
that's what I was going to talk about. Connor Williams 2 years ago was a failure. That's all everyone was saying. It was a failed project as a center. It wasn't doing anything. Or was it 2.5 years ago? And after last year and the end of the year before, he played very, very well. It turned out it worked. So my point is not that that's what's going to happen to Brewer. My point is we don't know what's going to happen with these guys, and I think you're right. I think it was a way to give an answer to the fan base because obviously at the time the opinion was Connor's done, he's not coming back, et cetera, et cetera. So
Well,
it's so hard, man.
Still had snapping issues last year, though. That still
yeah,
was,
he did. He did. And
it never got better.
And it didn't get better. That's right. And although against the Dolphins was one of his better games, he still, was a middling guard at best.
Yeah, but we had
excuse me,
snapping issues
middling
last year
center.
too, even with
Yeah,
Connor.
Well,
No, that's what I'm talking about. Is with Connor Williams, his snapping issues never got
well,
better.
here's the thing with Connor, right? If you remember, he was a guard, and when he
Yeah.
he played well, but he had consistent offside penalties. He was one of the worst in the NFL. Switching him to center,
literally the highest penalized guard.
yeah, exactly. So
Talking about when he was with Dallas.
that's right. That's
Dallas,
right.
yes, that's why they got rid of him.
Switching him to center, can't really go offsides if you snapping a ball. And I mean, I guess you could if you move the ball. It's a false start, but
Or if you don't, snap the ball, but he didn't have a problem with that.
Everyone
Yeah,
else
yeah.
was offsides.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you could. Well, they anyhow. So, that being said, right, it worked out pretty well. And before the injury, he was cooking, right? And I get it. I could live with a couple of the bad snaps for the clear just mowing people down in the interior that he did when he was out there, right? He did a great job. I didn't want to pay him the money he wanted. And I'm not saying we should have brought him back. I'm just saying that perceptively, Connor Williams not injured and Aaron Brewer signed in his stead is an obvious down move to me, right? if they were both healthy and both on the free agent market, Aaron Brewer would have gotten significantly less than Connor Williams. That's just the facts.
But
Not that I wanted us to go
here's what-
buy or pay Connor Williams, but I don't know. I thought they should have drafted a damn center, bro. Honestly,
Yeah,
or let Liam Eichenberg take the job and draft a guard. That's really what they should have done.
But here's what I would say: when he came here, he was not a center, like you said, so he had to grow into that. He had other issues, like you said, offside. So he wasn't like. We know he's very talented, one of the most talented linemen out there at the time, but he had those issues. He turned it around, right?
Yeah.
We don't know if Brewer's not going to. I agree with you; he's not going to be as good as Connor, but I don't think it's going to be something where you go, God, I wish we had Connor. I think he's going to do well enough. Do I have any evidence to say that? I have no idea. We haven't seen it.
I hope so. It's just, here's the thing, right? That signing I never felt good about, and now I never get to see this guy because he's injured. I don't like that. Makes me feel like I was, like my gut feeling told me, I don't really like this. And everybody's like, no,
Connor was injured too, bro. He was injured a lot.
I get it. I
get
Connor
four games at the beginning of last year. He started off injured, and the last last four he was injured. 4 and 4. He missed basically the bookend of the whole season last year.
So, to me, I felt like we should have just.
Drafted.
No, I really thought Eichenberg at center made the most sense. Him and Tua are chummy. They've got chemistry. They've worked together a lot. Bringing in an outsider to then take snaps that now has never been taking snaps while Liam Eichenberg continues to take snaps only illustrates where my head was at and being right.
Well, and
it's driving me nuts, dude.
To further that point, we've seen the best out of Liam Eichenberg at center.
I think so too. Now, in the beginning,
it was state of the art.
It was consistent. It was just I could, hey, if he's a B- C+ student, at least I knew that's what I had, right? Now I just don't know what Brewer has. I have nothing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything.
I totally agree.
It drives me mad, bro.
For sure. I agree.
It drives me mad.
Well, Eichenberg was injured last year. Don't forget as well. So.
I get that, right? But
sorry, Fred.
But even when we were drafting Eichenberg, there was concern, and when I said this, I'm not picking at him, not putting down anybody with short arms, but that was concern that it would be hard for him to block because he has short arms. But when he was called to play center, I said, okay,
it makes sense,
right? But still, my thing is that they never did, to me, address the center position for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
So
like they should.
This is the problem. This is the problem. O-line is very hard to find on the free agent market, and if there are on the free agent market, they're typically older, i.e., Tron Armstead,
or you're paying the koala too.
Yes, huge money, and this franchise is god awful at drafting O-linemen. The best O-line we've drafted recently is Rob Hunt, and we waited too long to pay that guy, and now he's gone. And now
Jackson's working out, and I like Patrick Paul. I think Patrick Paul.
But Robert Hunt was an anchor of this O-line.
That's no lie. It's no lie, dog.
From the
He's
start.
Been an anchor from the jump. The guy played every week. He was always there and doing his job. I do like Robert Jones, though. I feel like every time he's come in any capacity has always done well. But just to think that he's going to be the starter, I mean, really, if the Dolphins would have their way, he wouldn't be. It would be Isaiah Wynn, who's still injured. It would be Liam Eichenberg as the other guard, who is now playing center because the drafted the offseason free agency pickup of Aaron Brewer has been a dud thus far. And to me, the signing, I wasn't a fan of. Us not drafting in the interior, wasn't a fan of. And I find myself looking at the data, not being happy, and still am unhappy. It just sucks. But I also put the caveat on that we've spent so much resources and money everywhere else on offense, and we're not talking like, hey, yeah, we brought in Robbie Chosen or some bullshit. No, we have significant finances and stuff at every playmaking position on offense, from paying the quarterback to reworking Tyreek to extending Waddle to OBJ to Alec Ingold is a paid. I mean, just everywhere. Jonnu Smith, everything. Those guys need to play so good that it counterbalances the question marks I do have in the interior of my offensive line until further juncture. What were you going to say, Fred?
Oh, what's up, Cap? How's everybody tonight, man? How's everybody? Hey, man. So I like to say this on the center thing, man. Like, you know, I was watching the game Friday, you know, and you know, that center they had in there, man. I'm really focused. I was really zeroed in on that number 60, man. I was really zeroed in on that guy, Cat. What I was watching, bro.
Well, a couple guys played center, so I know Jack Driscoll played center.
Okay, exactly.
And then the UTEP kid Meyer played as well.
Yeah. Okay, Cap. So where I am with this,
they played really well.
So, yeah. So where I am with this, Cap. Look, yeah, they played solid, man. I didn't see no erratic snaps or anything. I seen them going after guys like wanting to do it. So like my thing is like when you take Eichenberg away from one of the guard positions and put him at center, man, then I think it's taken away from the offensive line, man. You know what I'm saying, Cat? Steady moving Eichenberg here, moving him there. When you can just get a solid guy, put him in there like Eichenberg.
Aaron Brewer isn't playing week 1.
Okay, well, he's not. Well, you know, like I said, that's why we had these guys.
Eichenberg. No, it would be Eichenberg at center without a doubt. I agree with you that the sensible thing is to let Eichenberg be the anchor at guard that they envision him to be and replace the center with a backup center. Who that backup center is, they're trying to figure out if it's Jack Driscoll or Meyer, right? Which further puts problem because now the Dolphins are asking to have somebody be a third string center on their team, where most teams, they have this and break glass in case of emergency, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Cap,
this center fucking shit is fucking my whole interior of my lineup.
Cap, hold on, Cap. How do you know these dudes' abilities, man? Before you know these dudes get a chance to go at that position in something meaningful. I mean, when we drafted Patrick Paul, check it out, Cap. Let me finish. When we drafted Patrick Paul, everybody laughed, bro. Laughed.
You know what?
Now
Fred's a center near.
I see something solid in Patrick Paul, bro. You know what I mean? Some guy he could still
Patrick Paul, but he
could still use some work
for me.
He could still use some work. You know, shit. Everybody can use work, even guys.
Here's the question I have.
Fred,
so Connor's here.
You put Patrick Paul other than tackle, dog. You can't put him anywhere.
You can't put it. Okay, but Cap, that's what it is, bro. He's a left tackle. Okay, deal with that. That's where he's solid. That's where he's solid.
At left tackle. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Rhino. Fred's in circles now, dog.
I was going to comment on this real quick.
Hold on. Let Rhino get it, and then I want to hear from you, Alice, because I know you got some gems on this.
2 seconds. It'll be 2 seconds. My mind falls back to this. Connor's here. He gets injured. We're in the same position we've been the last 2 years with him. That's where my head goes with that whole situation. That's how I see it.
Well, that's why the fumble to me is not drafting guard.
Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%.
But I mean, you say the same thing with Tehran. That's why Patrick Paul's here. Patrick Paul is going to start this year.
Sure, but I still have Lamb. So I got homie. I brought the homie back, right? So I do have a swing tackle.
No, I agree. No. I see what you're saying. I wish we signed Connor Williams, but it didn't seem like their camp or our camp was.
You're talking about drafting for the future because of Tron Armstead, right? But meanwhile, I have problems on my interior today. Like if
I thought they should have drafted. I thought they should have drafted.
No. Yeah, drafting was.
I love Patrick Paul, but not drafting an interior. I think ultimately is a mistake.
I can't remember though. Was there? At that pick, was there value at the position?
There was players. There was players. I don't know if there was values or anything like that. That's
no, there were value,
right?
But we wouldn't have certain people on the team right now. That's the problem.
That's right. That's right.
For
So
sure.
go
I just
ahead.
think they see with Teron Armstead that dude's going to get injured, and that's why they brought in Patrick. I agree with you,
He
though.
plays 10 games during the season. He's been
That's a
averaging
good
that
thing.
for like
If
4
you're
years
lucky.
now.
If you're
He's
lucky.
been
But
averaging
that's a
10
good
games
thing.
a year for like 4 or 5 years. Alex, go ahead.
The thing with the offensive line is I get everybody's frustration. I understand it. Where everybody's coming from with the offensive line because you got to win in the trenches. I get that.
Yes.
Just about not even 10 years ago, back 2014, 2013, the Dolphins spend the most money out of every NFL team on the offensive line.
They did.
And it got them nowhere. Okay. They spent
coaching.
money on Brennan Albert. They gave him a 5-year deal. Then that didn't really get anywhere. And they gave him a lot of money. He got hurt almost every single year. Okay. Now with this, you got Toronto Armstead left tackle, Patrick Paul to back him up. I think what the idea is, what I would do, I will move Armstead to left guard and have Patrick Paul start left tackle. That's what I would do. They're not going to do it, but that's where I think they should do, and have Eichenberg at the right guard.
Listen, Alex, I've heard this take, and I'm not opposed to it, but like again, right? You're shuffling things around when we had clear needs at all 3 positions in the interior heading into the draft. Even though we had signed Aaron Brewer, I still didn't think that was an answer, and they billed it as an answer, and yet here it remains still a question. When all of us fans were like drafting the interior, and it didn't happen, and now here we are, weeks away from week 1, playing fucking musical chairs on the O-line still.
Yeah, but don't you think if you were to move Armstead to the guard, that kills 2 birds with 1 stone, right there.
Who's trying to move Teron Armstead to guard?
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah.
Like
I
we
mean,
know,
but here's the thing.
You guys are trying to do that.
But here's the thing, though, Cat. I don't think, in my opinion, my dead honest opinion right now, okay,
Y'all are wild.
I don't think that the O-line is as big of a problem as it is. In my opinion, I said this last year.
I hope you're right.
Hold on. I said this last year, and everybody laughed at me.
Yeah, but we're worse this year than we were last year.
But the first 10 weeks, what happened?
Well,
yeah, but
remember,
we're worse.
Last year, the only thing we
10.
needed. Hold on, heading this time last year, the one question when heading into the next season we had was left guard, and we got Isaiah Wynn, and everywhere else we were like, "Fuck yeah, dog, we're golden." We know we got our tackles, we got our center, we just got a guy at left guard, and we had our right guard in Hunt. Like, what are you talking about? Now, here we are, no guards, no center, new guy at center, got to get figured out. We're not using Eichenberg, who has snaps at center and has been successful here. We're going to change it up, and then we're going to put Eichenberg at one of these guards. Oh, fuck. Center fucking ain't there. We got to put Eichenberg back.
Well, you're talking about this last game. The starters weren't going to start. I mean, that was third, second string. So I assume
third stringers too. That's the thing.
They all played well.
Yeah, but Eichenberg
played well against.
They played well against
backups.
Okay.
Yes, I agree, Cap. They did play backups. I understand that, but I think they held their own pretty well.
Josh Allen does a stunt move into the interior right now against those guys. They're getting cooked. Week 1, they're getting fucking cooked, bro. And I got a quarterback I just paid an assload of money to that I got to watch take a fucking right to the chin by a freaking premier pass rusher. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. I mean, goddamn, what are we talking about? So my point is, do I feel okay? Yeah, because that's what the team is expressing to us. That's what everyone's Butch Berry, and Butch Berry we trust. We put our hand on the Bible and we sing our Butch Berry song. And dude, listen, I like Butch Berry. I'm just saying that if it fails, I don't want to hear the fan base and the organization flip the script and be like, just blame the offensive line and come back to the
If
the
it
table.
fails, the
They're
organization
gonna
won't be
blame.
here.
Yeah, they're gonna blame
Yeah.
injuries.
Hey,
That's what it
Cap.
is.
Hey, Cap, check it out, man. You know, I'm not even going to trip too much off the offense with the offensive line, bro, because it ain't but a
We know where
handful of
you're
teams.
tripping, Fred. It's fucking Tua's
It's
fault
not.
if that O line don't hold
It's
up.
not.
We know
Hey,
what
you
it
know,
is,
I mean,
Fred.
Cap, man. Hey, Cap, hey, man. Hey, it ain't but a handful of teams, bro, with a solid offensive line, man. We can count them on one hand. Teams with a solid offensive line,
And
and
those are
probably
the
Five.
not that many. And probably not that many. But however,
but-
man, teams, seems sometime, some way
They figure it
Fred,
they
out.
can make things happen, man. With
They figure it
but
out,
Fred,
dog.
less. You know, with
the
normal,
teams.
with average offensive lineman duties, man. You know,
Well, that's my thing.
Yeah,
I'm
Hold
not
on,
going to
Fred.
say average.
Now
I'm
you're
not going to
picking
say
up.
average, Pat, but come on now. Come on
Now
now.
you're picking up what I'm putting down.
True.
I'm not
True.
sweating over the O line we got because they
Right.
saying don't sweat over it. I'm just saying don't serve this to me as an excuse for failure come time
Right.
when it is, because that's the
Exactly,
shit
man.
that the script will get flipped and they'll point at the O line. Meanwhile, everyone was telling me it's fine, and we're look at all my new shiny toys, which I'm
But you're
about, right?
losing.
I want them.
But you're
no, I
losing
think that's
because
BS. Look at all the teams that are competing late in the season. They all have
Yeah.
solid, above average O lines.
healthy.
Every one
True.
of them.
It's true.
Right,
It's true.
but see,
The
the thing
healthier
is,
O line.
we've been having a glaring need at the center for a little while, and we passed up last season before we passed up on some free agent that we some good free agent centers that we could have brought in, but we just passed up on. So when it came down to the draft for this season here, my first thing was, okay, we're gonna get us a center, and we didn't do it. So that's still my concern. I'm not saying that we're not gonna do well, but I'm saying that's my concern. Even when we brought Brewer in, that center position is still my concern, and
You,
I'm not satisfied with it.
So you weren't happy with Connor.
crazy.
You weren't happy with
Crazy
Connor
just hit
then.
the nail on the head.
No,
Crazy
no,
just hit the nail
no,
on the
no.
head. I'm
His
sorry.
thing. I know, no
I'm sorry,
problem.
buddy.
Listen,
I'm sorry, bud.
So
no,
you
no,
weren't happy with
I,
Connor.
no. I was okay with Connor, but the thing
Right.
is, Connor was, Connor got hurt.
Right.
Also, now I'm not. Now I'm gonna say this, and let me land with this.
Yeah.
At first, when we brought Connor in, I was concerned because of what he did at when
Yeah,
he
the
was with
issues he
Dallas.
had there.
But
Yeah.
right, but when we brought him here and we put him at
Center.
center, I said, okay, we got us a center. But like I said, then we had the injuries and what have you, and um, and then when the season ended,
What's
now
that?
here comes concern with his injury, and then the
Yeah.
last
The
thing I've heard is
excuses
that he
start
wasn't
mounting,
happy.
Mr. Paul. The
Right,
excuses start mounting.
exactly. And then you didn't address it with the draft, because you could, even if we could have brought Connor back, I still would have addressed the center position with the draft.
The Dolphins' lack of addressing of the interior of the O line from where we were at the end of last season to where we begin at this moment tells me that, like Alex says, nothing to see here, folks.
Mm,
This
agree with
is
that.
not going to be a problem. We got this bitch.
Oh, yeah, that
And
I
if it
agree with, yeah.
becomes a problem, I don't want to hear it as
Mike McDaniel.
I don't want to see the statistic memes all over
But
social
what do you mean?
media.
But what do you mean by it doesn't work out? That they're
Well,
in
I'm
there
just saying,
playing
like,
healthy and
no. What what I mean? Why it doesn't work out? If the Dolphins
yeah.
end up using 10 different combinations, because that's the trend I've seen now. They've got like 10 different combinations across the O line that they're using in the starters due to injuries, right? So if this trend continues and the Dolphins have eerily similar results to last year, high upward, everything's working out, but towards the end it kind of peters off, and we then measure up the O-line stats. Like we have all these different combinations. These guys weren't in, those guys. It's the O-line. That's why the offense couldn't get off. I don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it last year, and I'm not going to want to hear it again this year. But I know this fan base, and I know this organization, and how they like to feed into it a little bit to take the blame off of where the blame should have been put on
Every
whether
team
it's
does that,
coaching.
though, Cap. That's why
I
I'm
know
so
that. I know
against that whole
it's
thing.
gaslighting though, Rhino, and I just
You have to win. You have to win to get rid of all that.
Goddamn
bullshit.
right, Rhino. Damn right. You goddamn right. Don't fucking give me the bullshit excuses of why
I
we
hear you. I hear
The
you.
thing is, the Mike McDaniel does not spend, and Chris Greer, they don't spend big on offensive linemen, and that's the track record's been since he's been in here. Okay, but Brewer's going to be there week 1. Okay, I think he's going to be there week
Is that
1.
what Big O said?
No, I think he will be fine.
That's
week
exactly
1.
what Big O said. I know that
Okay.
because Cap for Life put it in fucking chat earlier.
All right,
That's why I see him. I see that shit, bro.
Here's another thing, Cap. Here's another thing, Cap. Okay, the thing.
Cap.
The thing is, the crazy Dolphin just actually hit the nail on the head just a few minutes ago when he mentioned the center position. You want to know the thing is that I believe that this fan base, in my opinion, okay, and don't shoot the messenger because this is what I think.
Oh shit!
And I am.
Where's my
and I
gun?
am
Where's
actually
my gun?
one-
Yeah,
I think this fan base is spoiled. That is spoiled with the center position. Okay, because they've seen guys like Dwight Stevenson.
We're
Tim
spoiled
Ruddy,
now.
These
Mike
people don't know
Conley.
Dwight Stevenson, man. 80% don't know who Dwight
I know
Stevenson
Dwight.
is.
Oh, I know Dwight Stevenson.
No, I know you guys
They're
do.
used to seeing Tim Ruddy, Dwight Stevenson. Who else? Mike Pouncey under center.
Right.
Also, Samson Satelli as well. That was another one. You know,
Not the Simpsons to Telly. That guy didn't do nothing. What are you talking about?
I thought he played well.
I think didn't he have like 16 games or something?
He was solid. He was a solid center.
Solid, gotcha. Not all right, fine. You guys fucking love Samson Telly. Sorry.
But
read the room.
they're used to seeing guys like that, and they're used to seeing guys like those guys. You know, under
No.
the ball.
Here's the deal, plain and simple, right? And I'm gonna give it to you as best I can, Alex.
Raw.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you nice and raw.
I'm not insulting the fans, Color. How am I insulting the fans?
Anyhow,
Hey, by the way,
I'm insulting the
real quick,
fans. What's up, Shake?
Okay,
Go ahead.
be careful. Alex is gonna get us copyright strikes.
Who?
Alex with his takes is gonna get us copyright strikes.
Alex's takes is gonna get us copyright strikes. Oh yeah, you're right. Because it's reused content from the Big O show. You're right. Alex, take it easy.
You guys are awful, man.
Oh Lord.
Anyhow, no, I'm just fucking with you, Alex. I love you, buddy. Where was I going, Shake? You done threw me through a loop. Shake loves to do that. Oh, here's the thing, right? At the center position to this team, and at the guard positions to this team, Tua Tagovailoa, as we know, is best when he has the ability to step up in those lanes and throw the football. And I mean, let's call it for like it is. He's a systematic quarterback, quick twitch. I feel like he's added a lot to his game, and I can't wait to see the difference.
Awesome.
But we know that this offense, when it's humming, is when he has a clear view in front of him to step up in. If we're going to take that away and ask him to get out of the pockets, which I think he can do, I'm just saying what are we doing here, right?
Like, I can tell you what's going on.
It's the same.
I can tell you
It's
what's
the same
going on,
with Drew
Cap.
Brees. It's the same with Drew Brees when he was over in the Saints. They took care of that interior.
Tua knows the plan they have, and he's decided, well, I'm going to shed weight and I'm going to move my ass around. I think he knows
Honestly,
the plan.
Rhino, I'm willing to go down that fucking rabbit hole with you.
Me too.
Because that looks sensible. It looks sensible. The Dolphins asked Tua. The Dolphins let Tua know, listen, we're not going to, we're losing stuff in the interior. We're going to maneuver the playbook. You're going to have to be on the move. If this was a planned – hold on, let Bryson get in, but I want to put a pin in it. If that's the plan, at least they're doing some shit about it. Go ahead, Bryson.
Yeah. This is one thing that I hate every fucking offseason. Sorry, Miley. Every freaking offseason. It's a new thing with Tua. Gain weight, lose weight, do this better, do that better. It's like, why can't we just do one thing and get better? Like last year, it was get bigger, get thicker, so you can.
I mean, Tua. When you're done, I can answer that.
No, but it's like, and then this year, his off-season camp is saying lose weight and get slimmer. It's like, Well, you guys said that 2 years ago and then changed it last year to get bigger. It's like it's always something different with his camp. Like
So
I don't really
I can help you with that, Doug, because there is something. I mean, to bodybuild healthily, there's only one way to do it, and there comes a weight gain period and then a lean down period, and that's just
And
the way it
imagine if
is.
you only have 6 months to
but
do
it's
it or 5
always
months to
there's
do it.
Yeah,
sure, but there's always like an inconsistency. It's
well,
like
I would say this, right? Here's the thing. I will
they
take
have a
Tua
master
needing
plan
to
and then change it, you know?
I will take Tua.
No man,
Now, granted,
Bryson,
I wish Tua never was injured because I feel like it pushed back a lot of this timeline coming out of college. But Tua is one of the quarterbacks which we're a little bit unfamiliar with around here that needs to make adjustments to the NFL game to his body. What we're more accustomed to is having a quarterback needing to make adjustments to the way he plays the game and having to
working on his
improve
throwing,
every
and
year.
his
We need
throwing
him
and
to
footwork.
throw to the long ball. Okay, we need him to, can he get this short thing done? Can he stay in the pocket better? Can he feel the rush? Like Tua does all that shit. Like the mechanical part of the quarterback position, I would take a guy that's dealing with the body part over the mechanical part any day of the week. I could say this to you. Why can't I have my cake and eat it too? But hey, whatever.
But Chris, from my perspective,
Hey,
though, it's just every
okay.
year you're selling me a new philosophy, and you're like,
No.
"Well, last year didn't work, so we're going to change it to this
Well,
philosophy."
I don't
Frustrating
think
thing.
it. I would say this. I would say there's a method to this madness, in that it isn't a new philosophy. This is a progressive addressment to working on his physical form to have longevity in
Can
the
I
game.
just address that for a second?
Just like in the ladder, where someone would do that in a form to be more effective in the game. Rhino, Shake, then Fred. Go ahead, Rhino.
The first year was to stabilize his hip and the muscles and everything around that. The second year was to get it to where he could loosen up his hip to have a better throwing motion. And he had to gain back muscle and weight. But there's only, in everything that I'm going to say, there's only 3 to 5 months that they have to do this as a player because they can't do it during the season. The season, they have to maintain whatever they did. So it's a process. And so you have a plan in the second or third year, and it didn't go as well. Well, that has to go on to the next year. I think we're finally at a position with Tua where everything is secure in his body. He has the muscle mass that he wants. I think this year he has spent time with his actual footwork and throwing motion. I don't think he's had spent almost no time in the last 4 years doing that. And I think we're going to see a significant improvement in his arm strength that people are going to be like, where were you? And the reason why is because it's a process, like Cap was saying. But you guys have to remember, there's only 3 to 5 months these players do anything to change their body. Everything else is maintaining.
There's 2 things I want to add caveats to that, right? Number one, I mean, the perfect illustration of this point that I'm going to make is a couple years ago. I want to say it was the last year or second to last year. I think it was second to last year. The year that Mike Gesicki had his big year with Fitz. No, it Fitz.
So that's be 19 or 20.
So
20 or 21, sorry.
One of those 2 years, maybe it was with both. I can't remember. Anyhow, in the beginning of the season, he looked huge. At the end of the season, he looked scrawny, gaunt, and wore down. And I'm dead ass. Like he did. And I remember looking and thinking, I was like, wow, that guy that had all that size to him, just playing the season, playing in South Florida, just all that water weight, all that muscle mass came down. So it's really hard for these guys to put on true mass in a short time to maintain it in a healthy manner throughout the grueling of the season, right? So when I see this slow roll process of what's happening with Tua's body, I understand it because it takes years, bro, years to get to where these physical forms. When you're younger, it happens a little faster. So, but even as you get older, it takes, even longer. So not that Tua's older, but you understand my point. And dealing with injuries, and you got to also, the second caveat I want to put to it is there's other stuff that we aren't privy to. The orthoscopic, clean outs of knees and elbows. There's heel times on these things. There's dietary things. It's so in depth to do anything that's going to physically take a difference in your body in a year-over-year thing, much less the injuries. That's why when you look at a guy like Jalen Phillips, right? To me, the guy is, dude, he's a fucking monster. Like his physical form, the injuries that he's had, and what he's done to overcome them, and the timetable in which he's done these things on every one of these things. The guy is a fucking freak of nature. If he never got injured, he would be instantly already known throughout the freaking galaxy of his immortality. But because we've seen him injured, we can still know that that's a human out there. Thank God. So, I'll be watching his ass closely, bro. Because I think to me, he's gonna play like his hair's on fire, and the Dolphins are gonna need to pay that guy before this season's over to ever afford his ass, dude. No bullshit.
That's why.
We're gonna have to pay him this year to ever afford him, because I think that guy, if he ever hits
4
his
years from
stride,
now,
the league is fucked, bro.
I think with Jalen Phillips, this kid is gonna have a career year this year.
I hope so.
And the thing with Tua is that if you notice from his time in Alabama up till now, okay, remember the also knock on him coming into college was the fact his arm strength. You know, that he didn't have a lot of arm strength. Okay, they neutral arm, this and that. His arm strength the last 2 years, it's getting back to where it was at the Alabama days.
Right.
And I think that you could tell last year he was finally fully healthy.
I think he was back at. I think he touched on his Alabama days, even the year prior to that. Personally,
2022. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
I think last year that weight had a little on him. I think this year there's going to be a velocity and speed along with the weight and strength he kept from last season. That's what I'm looking for. Because
the thing is also with Cap is that I think that yes, you saw Tua win the passing title last year with 4,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Okay, he finished with a quarterback rating of 101.9. I think that this year he's going to surpass that. I think he's going to surpass. He's going to go over 48, 49, close to 5,000 yards, in my opinion, this year, and he's going to surpass the 40 touchdown mark this year. He's got a new contract.
That's the progression, right?
Yeah,
and
he's got a new contract, and he wants to.
Money don't make people better, dog. That's the common misconception. Money don't instantly make people better. In fact, it puts a whole new level of pressure. I know Tua's bathing right now in the relief from the pressure of impending signing, but a new level of pressure he'll have to deal with, and we'll have to see how he responds as a guy who's making the money. And that'll come from, I mean, listen, he's always had a lot of pressure as a guy with the mainstream media,
exactly.
But they've already put a lot of pressure on him without making the money. Wait till you see the pressure they put on him now. I'm just saying, I don't care. The dad is your father. It's a different type of pressure coming from the world outside. My point is that
your dad is
that
your
doesn't
father,
ultimately make him better, which is why the stuff he did to his body this offseason, that's what he can control. And I'm interested to see what types of effects it's going to have in his game. I think we can see it a little bit in the film that's come out and, by reports and stuff like that, but we won't know till week 1. And I want to see how fluid this guy moves.
We may see it tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of it, right? But everybody looks good in preseason for the most part, unless you're terrible.
Hey, Cap, I don't get it, man. I mean, I don't get it, man. 1 year, 1 year he needs to be 230 pounds. Next year he needs to be 190 pounds. I mean, like, where are we going with it, man? Why come we just can't say, man, like,
Fred, Keenan Allen's 230 pounds right now. He gained weight.
Okay, but come on, Shake, you ain't a quarterback though, bro. Come on, bro. So like, when are we going to just be honest and say, like, look, man, the guy really has to look out for himself when he's in the pocket, man, when he's on the field, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
He just has to look out for himself when he's on the field, bro, and don't try to take on this guy. If you can, throw the ball away, and just don't try to take nothing real serious, man, and just be smart. And because we have to admit, the guy he doesn't have the body for that position, but he's going to try to he's going to make himself. He's got in his mind. He's going to try to put in his mind all that out. and just be a quarterback, bro. When actually physically he just doesn't have the body for it, bro. It is what it is.
Plain and
You know what I
simple.
mean?
That's the difference,
Yeah.
though, Fred.
Yeah.
He's been working on getting the body for it, and
But
also,
how do you? But what you gonna do,
how do you
Cap?
do
You
that?
gonna gain 50 pounds,
No,
or you
Damn
gonna
right.
lose 50 pounds?
How much does Lamar Jackson weigh? How much does Lamar Jackson weigh? How much does Lamar Jackson weigh?
Completely different.
Yeah,
Whichever one
that
you,
doesn't
whichever
really
one
matter.
you do,
But
hey,
guess how
Cap,
much he
Lamar
weighs?
Jackson.
whichever
Lamar
one you
Jackson.
do is going to affect him. Whichever one you're going to do is going to affect him greatly. He put on the weight, now he's going to be too slow. Now he takes off the weight, now he's going to be too light.
That's not
No,
what
he's
to
too
take
goddamn
it.
fast. Slow it
You know?
down, Tua. You're too goddamn fast now.
but Fred, here's the thing, Fred. It's not just his weight, but as soon as the season was over with, he went out to California, got him a quarterback coach. He started training and all that. I mean, he really did a lot of good
You know what?
training.
Hold on a second.
So
Mr. Paul,
I'm not
Fred
saying
won me
that.
over. Hold on, Mr. Paul. Fred just won me over, dog. You right. This man got to get thick. Now he got to get skinny. What's next? He got to get taller. God damn it! What are we doing here, Fred?
Exactly, man. When all we can, for real, all we can ask it too is, man, like, look, man, stay healthy. We of course we want to see you do some off script stuff, but bro, don't force it. Don't force it. Trying to prove something to the fans like that, bro. Just be smart on the field.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
Now
first, hey, hold on.
Now he needs to get learned.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
first,
Shake.
like last year, he grew his hair. Now he cut his hair. Which one is it, man? Come on, look for the hairstyle.
Hey, Cat, because I'm gonna tell you, because as soon as he tried to
Tua,
take
are you
off,
braiding
and
your hair or
somebody-
not? What the fuck?
Soon as he tried to take off, right, and somebody cracked his ass, I'm gonna be the first one to say, see, that's what the fuck I told you. That's just what the fuck I told you.
Well,
Don't
Fred,
do
I
that.
don't know about
Hold on a second, Fred.
Fred,
Hold on
you're
a second.
right.
Hold on. I just no. Let me just help Fred out. If you skinny and small, like Tua, we know is a smaller quarterback. Now Bryce Young small, but not Josh Allen big, right? Okay. We knew he was a little small, especially coming with atrophy off injuries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gotta gain weight. To gain weight, you gotta take in calories, gotta do all that, da. Then you want to then lose that unhealthy weight to add to lean muscle. That's where we're at right now, homie. We're at skinnier Tua that had atrophy, had stuff, was growing and trying to get physically fit, had to work on specific things from the surgery. Then now to put on some weight, get that weight on it. Now we're trimming the weight off to then reveal the lean muscle mass that's been carrying around all this heavier weight on us. Now you weigh 230, you bring it back to 220, and you gained from 205 15 pounds of muscle, which is a significant amount. And if it remains that he keeps this weight while also being mobile like he was back when he was in college, along with all the other stuff that comes from it, this is the process of another facet of the game that is only highlighted to us because we're not nitpicking his ability to do the job on the field, right? That's not what we're nitpicking, which is great to me. We know he's capable at making throws at all three levels. Is there more we want? Yeah, I'd like more zip on that ball. Yeah, I'd like that long ball to be a little bit longer. Whatever.
Bigger windows,
I'd like bigger, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
But I think he's working on that because all those things are tied directly
You
with
know
the
what?
body, not with his ability to play the game. So ultimately, not only is he correcting one part with us wanting him to stay healthy by having the ability to take the hits, by putting weight on, but not unhealthy weight. He's now shed the unhealthy weight to get back to being a little bit more mobile. And I think with this quarterback class and what I can see already, we're getting added elements to the things that would be a wish list. Like, can you throw it harder? Can you throw it further? And I think he's addressing those as well because of the body. Like, we're going to wait to see what this finished product looks like. That is never finished. It's finished for this season. Next year, I will see again what improvements he will make to make those areas.
You know what, Cap? Here's the thing, man.
Can we trade Tua for Joe Milton, bro?
No, I wouldn't put Joe Milton. I love how
you know what? You want to know something here, Cap?
On that note, I'm gonna take a leak. Go ahead, real quick, Alex, because I want to go take a
Oh,
leak.
good. Yeah, go take a leak,
ahead.
bro. Have
All
fun
right, I'll
with
be
that.
back. Yeah, Rhino, keep these motherfuckers in check, dog. Goddamn.
You know
I'll
what?
try.
You
Don't
know
worry.
what, man? You know what? Here,
You two,
you know
you
what?
shake.
Fine.
I know you're out of town, so Mr. Polk, if he falls on you to hold the to hold it for now, and Rhino's gonna back you up, dog.
Hey,
You know,
hey,
you
Bryson,
know,
what's
at
up,
this
my
point,
man?
dude,
What's
at
up,
this
Fred?
point,
How you doing, man?
just
Good,
let him,
man.
just let
Good,
him
I'm
go.
man.
on your side on the whole weight thing, Fred.
Hey, man, yeah, come
No,
on,
no,
man.
no,
Come
no.
on, man. Come on, man.
Here's what you're gonna need to do. Okay, you're gonna need to call Tua and say, listen, you need to get on the Arnold Schwarzenegger diet. All right, what he looked like when he was in his 20s. All right, everybody would be happy if he looked like that.
Steroids.
No. You know what you do with Tua? You know what you do with Tua? You know what you do with Tua? You put Tua in the weight room with the fucking running backs, bro. That's what you do with Tua. Get in
That's
there
what
with
they
at least
did.
get in there with at least the running backs, bro.
Fred, that's
With the
what they
with the
did.
running backs.
Fred,
Go to the weight room with the running
you know
backs,
that
bro.
he was,
Well,
he was smashing motherfuckers, in 2021, bro. Remember he ran over that Jet player, Michael Carter, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Right?
Oh,
And
the
then
smallest
he
little
ran over
nigga, the
that
smallest.
Falcons player. D ran over
Shit,
Deion Jones.
shit,
He trucked
shit.
Deion Jones.
That dude he ran over was smaller than him, bro. And the dude was 670 pounds. Come on, man.
Michael Carter is 6 foot, bro. Two
No, I'm
thirty.
talking about the dude. I'm talking about the secondary, the dude from the secondary from the Jets, the little nickel back,
Yes,
bro.
that's
He was
Michael
5'6",
Carter. That's who I
170
was talking
pounds.
about. Michael
No, you're not.
Carter.
No, you're not. He didn't run. He didn't run nobody.
He
He ran
trucked
over
over Michael
the Jets.
Carter,
let's
dude.
He
Hey,
talk
ran
hold
one
up,
over. He
hold up.
ran
I'm
over
back.
the Jets
at a
little
time. One at a
defensive back,
Listen,
time.
bro. Come on, man.
He
Come
I'm
on, man.
back.
trucked Michael
I'm back.
Carter.
I'm
That's
back.
who it was.
I'm back. I think when
Yeah,
I went there, I thought to myself, I'm like, why is Fred fighting for thick Tua so much? And I'm like,
because
all
man,
right,
because you know
no,
why, bro? Because
we
you.
know. Hold on, I got it, Fred. You
All
like
right,
thick
all right.
Tua, dog. You like thick Tua. I get it. I think what Fred really wants is Tua to go get those lip and butt injections, make him back to thick Tua. I think that's what we're at
Good
right now.
Lord,
He
Cap.
got all that
Good
lean
Lord. Oh my
muscle, but you
God,
go
dude.
to the gym and a chick, you're like, damn, she's ripped, but you can tell everything on her
Oh
is
shit, it's
plastic.
Anthony.
It's like,
Hey,
yeah, I think
It's
that's what
Tony.
that's what he wants.
Shit, I haven't
What's
heard
up?
Tony in forever.
What's up,
I
Tommy?
mean, it looks like Tua, man. And when he's in the building, man, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck the weight room, man.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
the weight room.
The
I'm not
reason why
going in
you
there.
haven't
Somebody
heard
look
me in a
up.
I'm
while,
not going
Alex,
in the
is
weight room. Fuck the
Can
weight room. I'm not
somebody?
going in there.
What's up? Yeah, Tony, give me a second, bro.
Nope.
Can somebody tell me who he trucked? Because I could have swore it was Michael
Michael
Carter.
Carter
that
the
Jet game.
second. He's
Yes, I
185
told you.
pounds.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it
185
was
pounds.
Michael Carter.
Bro, it was a little defensive back he ran over for the
Michael
Jets with
Carter is not little.
that
He's
head.
not little.
He was
Michael
5'6",
Carter is not little,
170
Fred.
pounds, bro.
You right, Fred. He done crushed that little boy out there on the
He was
NFL field.
5'6", and
He was
170 pounds, bro.
he
Cut
was
it
He
out,
done
he's
man.
crushed
one
that little
he's
boy.
198 soaking wet. That's how big
Michael
that kid
Carter
was.
is not
He is.
Don't let
198
them
soaking
talk
wet.
to you like
Come
that,
on
Fred.
now. Come
Nah,
on,
man.
Tony.
He took it,
Get
man.
him,
He
Bryce.
took it, man. I'm
They
still
are
looking at the
tripping,
highlights.
Fred. You let them
Yo,
know.
I'll tell you what, man. You try to watch Reason show because he plays it all the time. To a truck and a 5'6", 160-pound dude. That's the beginning of his damn show.
185 pounds.
Yeah, I was
All I
being
know is
generous.
every time Fred talks about how tall and how heavy the guy is, he gets shorter and
Shorter
lighter
and
every
lighter.
time. Soon this guy's gonna be 5'1", 105. This fucking
Well,
guy
I
out
tell you,
here.
man. I tell you, like I said, if you want receipts, bro, just go look at the beginning of the Reeves show and Tua trucking the guy. You tell me how big that guy is, then,
Tua
bro.
trucked that guy out there. That was a small Cuban woman he just trucked out there. I don't give a fuck.
Oh jeez.
Oh, freaking went out there and busted fucking Nina out on this bitch. What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
fucked
Y'all
up.
tripping. Y'all
Right,
Damn, Fred.
Hey, Alex.
What's up? What's up, Tony?
You were wondering why you haven't seen me in a while. Is my brother just recently had a baby, and I've been hanging around with my niece.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
congratulations,
Uncle
bro.
Anthony up in the house. Anthony.
Uncle
Anthony.
Anthony. Uncle
You need to
Anthony.
fucking change that name to Uncle Anthony. That's
Yeah,
what I need
Uncle
to see you
Anthony is
from now.
Congratulations,
Uncle
bro.
Anthony
God bless
is
you,
the
family, bro.
sickest
That's
name
awesome,
for
man.
you, dog. I don't know how the fuck we didn't make you Uncle Anthony before this.
Yeah,
No
no,
lie.
because I have
Hey,
two.
Tony,
I have a niece and a
congratulations, bro.
nephew.
God bless, bro.
My sister has a son. My
Oh.
All
my
right, well,
old
tell her to calm down. You know,
Oh.
it's a lot of, you know, they don't want to.
Yeah, congratulations, bro. Seriously, man. God bless you and your family, bro.
yeah
Yeah.
no and I don't know what to do. I don't want to get them soon too soon
What?
into the
Wait,
Dolphins
Yeah, we don't
and
want them
set
getting
up for a
sued, bro.
life of disappointment and set them up
Go
for
ahead,
a life
Anthony.
of
We're just having
disappointment
fun,
like
dog.
Alex, I don't know how soon I should get them into the life of disappointment of being a Dolphins fan.
we all
Dude,
got
you know what?
cursed. They too.
Yeah, just
Get 'em
buy
right
him
away.
those. Get him a little fucking beanie and a onesie, dog. That's it. That's it. You know, it's the only way this team is populating at this point. Is the
Yo, hey.
good graces
No
we're doing
tattoos
out
till
here.
15.
Hey, dude,
Wait,
like Hootie the Bullfish said in the song, "The Dolphins make me cry."
Is that what they said?
Darius Rucker.
Oh, I'm sorry, Darius Rucker. Yes, like Darius Rucker says.
Outfit,
Like Darius Rucker
Dolphin
says, the
outfit.
Dolphins make me cry.
Hey, Cat.
Oh, I can
Hey, Cat. Hey,
Yeah,
Cat,
what's up,
man.
Fred?
You know, I don't even know if this is cool, man. But I don't even.
It's not.
This is
Not
just
cool.
something. This
It's not
is
cool,
just
Fred.
something I seen on the. I just seen on the phone the other day, Cat. I don't know
Uh-oh.
if the shit is
Were
real
you
or
sitting
not,
on the
man. 'Cause
toilet when you saw it? Were you
Okay,
sitting on the
check it out,
toilet when you
Cat.
saw it?
This fucking dude, cops chased this dude in the car.
All right.
Motherfucker jumped out. You know, he had drugs and all this shit in the car, all this shit.
Oh, word.
But he ran, but they eventually caught him. But,
All
bro,
right.
the car was registered to Tyreek, bro.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, bro. Now, I read it on my phone, Cat, but I don't know if it's so. I don't know if it's true.
Hold
So,
up, dog.
yeah,
Hold
I
up.
read it on the
Here's the
phone,
story
Cat.
to that.
I got
Here's the
on
story
that
to that.
too.
I read it on my
Fred.
phone, so I don't know how solid it is. But
Fred.
and I'm not trying to put
Fred.
nothing out there, but I just read it on the phone, bro.
Fred, the car was registered to Tyreek Hill. Yes, it was.
Okay, so
But he was not driving it.
okay.
Okay.
So the fuck what,
Breaking news.
Alex?
Breaking news.
So
Cat, you see what we're gonna deal with? You see
that
what
would
we're
have
talking
been the
about, Cat?
fucking story, Alex.
he had no.
Fred would have
Tyreek had
led
no
with that.
idea.
Hey, Cap, did you hear? Tyreek Hill's car got pulled over and he was in it. No shit, it's his fucking car. He said he wasn't in it. God.
Oh, that was fucking good.
Wait. Hold on, Fred. Hold on, Fred. Wait, real quick. Tyreek wasn't in that car, though.
He was in another state.
You don't
I
fucking
thought I
say, Alex.
was gonna be the only one who was gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
You don't say, Alex. So it was his car. Well, hold on. I can't take Alex at his fucking word. I gotta find this my
It
goddamn
was his
self.
car. It was his car.
Oh my!
I'll be
Oh, well, see, but do you see where that goes, Alex? Man, you see how that shit goes, though, bro?
Yeah.
Huh?
All right,
Okay,
hold
it's
up.
like
Here it
you know.
is. Here it
Okay,
is.
Cat.
A man arrested in Coffee County, Georgia, following Tuesday, July 16th, chase with Coffee County deputies. The vehicle used during the chase was registered to Miami Dolphins player and Pearson, so it's in his hometown, in the Georgia hometown, native Tyreek Hill, according to law enforcement. The chase started after a traffic stop was attempted on the vehicle for a failure to maintain the lane around 1:12 p.m. According to Coffee County Sheriff's Office, the driver was later identified as Billy Clarence Toombs Jr. What a fucking name. 32 years old, which was what, a year or so older than Tyreek Hill. Toombs was stopped and arrested around 2:40 p.m. by deputies, later charged with trafficking methamphetamine. First degree cruelty to children. So was there a kid in the car?
Oh,
Or
shit.
maybe in a school zone. Maybe in a school zone. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably a school zone.
Maybe. I don't think that's how that works. I think for first degree, you got to have like a kid in the fucking car, right? Felony
be
fleeing, abandonment of dangerous drugs, and other misdemeanor traffic offense. Abandonment of dangerous drugs. What the fuck? That's a weak ass offense. Of course he's abandoning it. Oh, maybe he threw the drugs out the car in a fucking school zone. That's what that sounds like to me. First degree cruelty to children and abandonment of dangerous drugs. That sounds like a double whammy that you got with on some shit like that.
Oh shit!
The Coffee County Sheriff's Office says that the child was in the vehicle during the chase. Boom! What I say.
Oh, God.
However, they were uninjured. The child was taken to Coffee County Regional Medical Facility for safe measure and trying to locate a parent or guardian. Was it not his kid? What the fuck? Whoa, this story gets different.
Well, that's
Maybe
a weird
the
story.
other parent, but it's odd that they didn't say it was his child. Let's see. Through the white Dodge Charger driven by Toombs was registered to Hill. A sheriff's office official confirmed that the NFL player was not directly involved with the incident. A representative for Hill gave WALB this statement regarding the incident. Mr. Hill has no affiliation or relationship with the individual. I beg to differ. How the fuck is he driving a car with his registered name in there? I mean, it's in his fucking home county and all that shit. That has been alleged to be operating the vehicle that is registered to Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill does not know why the individual was allowed to use this vehicle, nor does he know the individual that has been alleged to have been operating the vehicle. So that's not a denial of that being his fucking car is what that sounds like. Mr. Hill wants to make sure abruptly clear that he has no connection to this manner. I bet you he does want to say that. And did not have any knowledge of this individual operating the vehicle. So,
Caleb, wake up. Wake up. Go to bed, Papa.
Always some shit. Tyreek always around some shit.
Alex is over here waking up his kids at fucking midnight. I don't know why. It's fucking
No, he's sleeping on the couch. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to get him to go to his bed.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're a couple hours behind us anyhow.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock here.
Oh, okay, ain't that fucking far. Anyhow, yeah, so that is Tyreek Hill's car. He doesn't know the guy that had the car. No worries about it, Alex. That would be my story if my car got. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Like that's what it sounded like. Tyreek Hill, did you realize your car's like? I don't even live in Georgia. I don't even know how he got that car, and I don't know who that motherfucker is. Wow. Tyreek Hill's next phone call is to his cousin saying, "What the fucking fuck are you doing with that car I fucking gave you, dude? I just had the sheriff call me. This motherfucker's driving around with somebody else's kid and methamphetamine in this car. You're off the Christmas list, you son of a bitch."
You're not getting a Christmas card.
Crazy.
Yeah, but we got to give it to Alex though. We got to give it to Alex.
That was funny, bro. That was one of the
best. Yeah, this shit did happen. Tyreek Hill wasn't in the car. Alex, you stand right again. You're batting 1,000 thus far. Good job by you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate that. You know, it's I don't know,
guys. You guys, if you guys want good wings, you guys have got to go to Wing Snob.
I'll pass. I'm passing on a place that is called Snob.
I'm telling you, it is so good, bro. Their boneless wings are huge, bro.
I'm passing on a place that calls Knob, bro.
Yeah, Snob on my knob. On the cob. What the fuck, dude? I ain't walking to that place. Is that a strip joint? Is that a strip joint? Because I'm going then.
Yeah, look it up, Cap. I'm telling you. Look it up.
Is there one in the world? Because I know they're in any here in Florida.
I'm sure there's one.
I was just in the Panhandle not a month ago, dog. So I didn't see any there.
First of all,
I went through Tallahassee. I went through fucking Panama City and shit. Checked out Destin. I was over that whole joint. I didn't see no snobbing on my knob and chicken wings. I don't remember that shit, dog, on the interstate. Yo, what the fuck?
I'm telling you, look it up, bro. Look,
I don't want to look up your fucking weird porn site, dude. You got me.
It's not a porn site. Oh my god, bro.
Davie, Florida. Davie, Florida.
They got one in Davie?
That's what it says here. Yeah.
You fucking lie, Rhino. No way.
Yeah. Sterling
Do they
Road.
really got one in Davie?
That's what Google says. You know.
How you spell snob?
Hey, hold up, wait, real quick.
SNOB.
Let's check out where that is in
SNOB.
Davie, because that might be snobbing, knobbing something else.
Wing Snob, 6815 Sterling Road, Davie, Florida.
Okay.
I can give you the number if you want.
Tonight, man.
They got buffalo
All right,
lemon
so
pepper.
You're right.
buffalo
There is a
parmesan.
wing snob in Davie.
Says Google.
It's it's definitely it's in West Hollywood area.
I'm telling you, they have buffalo
It's
parmesan.
not even in like
buffalo
a
lemon
I mean,
pepper.
It's a newer mall. It's newer. The facility looks new.
looks like they're big in the Midwest.
So where did you eat it? What part of the world did you eat
He's
it
in
at?
you're in the Houston area, right?
Okay.
No, I'm in Dallas. I'm in
Dallas.
Dallas area.
Oh yeah. Dallas, Fort Worth. You're up, there's 4 of them in Dallas area.
I'm in a city called Fate, Texas.
Fate?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, the wing place down here is that's very popular. It's called Wing Stop.
Yeah, Wingstop. Yeah, there's a Wingstop here too.
I don't like Wingstop. Wingstop's
No,
gross
me
as
neither.
fuck.
Me neither.
Yeah,
hate
bro, it
Wingstop.
ratchet as fuck too, dude.
Yeah, dog. Like you know what Wingstop is? Wingstop is like Quiznos wings, is what it is, dude.
Well, what about
They got
Wings Plus?
Wingstops inside fucking Walmart in a bad area and shit.
They
Fuck
got
that.
Wings Plus over there.
Do they have Gators Dockside in South Florida?
The Quiznos.
That's how I know of.
It's amazing here in Orlando, Central.
Oh, and
Florida.
another thing you guys got to go
Gators.
to.
There used to be a chain restaurant called Gators throughout South Florida and Central Florida.
Yeah,
I don't know if
this
it's
is
the
Dockside.
same one.
Gators
you
Dockside.
guys have also.
It could have been the one.
called
Yeah.
Let me see.
Huey Magoo's.
I think there was one in Loxahatchee.
Rhino.
Dude,
Right
there
now.
was Gator. Oh, it was RJ Gators, dog. RJ Gators is what it was called.
Rhino, Fred,
in South
and
Florida.
Cap, and everybody here. You guys have got to go to another place called Huey Magoo's. Huey Magoo's.
Fucking dude, what the fuck's up with these fucking names?
Bro,
Go to my Capitan, go to Huey Magoo's and
Dude,
also check out the wing knobbers.
When I left Pompano.
Sounds like you're trying to get me to walk into some weird fucking shows or some shit.
Cap, hold on. When I left,
I don't want to
Pompano
see the donkey show, Alex. I don't.
When I left Pompano to move to Texas, okay.
Huey Magoo's
Me and my
now,
fiance
bro.
used to always go to Huey Magoo's. They got chicken tenders. You can do like chicken tender. You can do chicken tenders in buffalo sauce or everything, bro. There's
Man, it's
one.
pretty popular. There's 3 of them. Wait,
There's
more
one.
than 3.
There's one on Rock
Rhino
Island
with
in
the data on
McNabb.
point.
There's one on Rock Island in McNabb.
Well, it's here in
Right.
Orlando, Coral Springs,
Huey
Sunrise,
Magoo's
and
now.
North Lauderdale.
Winter Garden, Palmetto Bay, Cooper City,
North
Miramar.
You said Palmetto Bay?
Let me double check. I think I did. Yeah, Palmetto Bay, Florida. Huey Magoo's.
There's a
That's
chicken
down
joint
here.
I ate at. I don't think it's Huey Magoo's though. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
What are their ratings? Look at the ratings.
Palmetto Bay? Good grief.
North Lauderdale is where the one I used to order from all the time.
Oh, 4.6, 4.9.
I have to
Getting
see.
good ratings.
You know, my
4.2?
coworkers. My
Old
coworkers
Mr.
said
Huey
that-
Magoo got that secret sauce, dog.
Sound like you got a store down on the river and shit, man. Fuck Huey Magoo's.
Maybe that's how it started.
Yeah, dude, sound like
There's
you
one
some
in North Lauderdale,
badass
bro.
old shit that's from somebody's old barn and shit. Got some old cool rustic shit up in there.
Huey's not here, but Magoo is.
Make sure you got your tetanus shot.
Cap, I'm gonna send you a video of Huey Magoo's, all right? So,
Don't send me no fucking videos and none of that shit, dog. I don't want to fucking get all that.
but my coworkers, I was like going to my coworkers. I was like, we need to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, because on Mondays they have the all-you-can-eat wings.
What they say? Fuck that place. It charges too much goddamn money, and the beers.
They said Buffalo
That's
Wild
what
Wings.
it is.
Wings,
Fuck Buffalo.
wings is trash.
Fuck Buffalo. Their
It's like
wings
a
are
reason.
okay. They're not even that great, but you go there and you spend like $300 fucking with
Yeah.
three other fucking friends, and you're
It's
like,
crazy.
God damn, I'm fucking still hungry and I ain't drunk. How'd I spend $300 fucking dollars?
Wait,
Well, that's why you get the
That
all-you-can-eat
fucking
wings for
point,
$20.
dude. I fucking hate that place.
They have
If
that
you
there.
go, if you go on Mondays, you got
He
the
said
all-you-can-eat
300
wings,
bucks and he's still hungry.
all-you-can-eat boneless wings on Mondays,
What is it? Going to Buffalo Wild Wings on Mondays?
and go to all-you-can-eat boneless wings for $20. For
Boneless at
$20.
that.
hey,
Wow.
this human goose is like
Only
another
if I
place,
buy a
chicken place.
fucking, I only buy 3 pitchers of beer. Their pitchers of beer are like $40 or some fucking weak ass shit.
What
Oh,
the
I
dude?
miss Duffy's.
God
Duffy's is another
damn.
place I miss. I miss
that joint.
Duffy's.
Oh no, Duffy's is dude. I like Duffy's. Duffy's is
Yeah,
cool.
I miss it. I really
A
want to move back
picture
to
of beer
Florida,
Yo,
bro.
Tree's
is 40
Wings in
bucks.
West
Man.
Palm had some fucking good wings.
Yo, I really want to move back to Florida, bro.
What,
Like,
Woody's?
I want to get out of this freaking state.
Bryce, you talking about Woody's in West Palm?
No, Tree's Wings. You ever
Oh.
had Tree's Wings?
Nah, I don't know what that
Well, it's
is.
in Royal Palm, actually, technically.
Oh, so you-
Alex, that was you saying about moving back to Florida?
I hate Texas. I want to go back to Florida.
Why you
Yeah,
hate Texas?
if you do go to North Florida, Mid Florida, because everything down in South Florida seems to be migrating up north.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah, I heard.
I'm probably migrating up north too, dog. I might be
The
moving
reason
to the
why
Panhandle.
I want to go back to Florida,
Cap
my
coming to
older
coming to Jersey. Oh shit.
my older
Hell
kids
nah,
are
dog. You got me
migrating.
fucked up. I'll leave this country before I go out that far. Fuck that.
too close to Buffalo.
Talking about cold and shit, dog. You got me fucked up.
Oh, Cap
Well,
don't want to fuck with no cold weather, bro. He don't want no cold weather, man.
I don't want no cool. I mean, I like it. I like some crisp, cool weather and shit, and I don't mind checking out the snow. It's not nearly as bad as you think.
But like I said,
You want me to-
Cap. Hey, Cap, what kind of fun is a fucking 80-degree Christmas, bro? What the fuck is the fun in that, bro?
You know what's fun? I don't have to fucking scrape my goddamn windshield to go anywhere ever in my fucking life. I did that shit for like 2 weeks. I was like, fuck this.
Cap,
Y'all are fucking dumb as fuck. Y'all are dumb, dog. I just tell
Hey, Cap,
people
check
up
it
there,
out, bro.
like, I'm gonna scrape my windshield like, what
Hey,
the
Cap.
fuck? Fuck
Cap,
that.
check it out, bro.
Oh my God, you one of
Check it out,
those.
Cap.
What, Fred? Go ahead, Fred.
I could tell, hey, Cap, I could tell, man, you were one of these kids, man, that you would have loved to have drilled your friend with a fucking snowball, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll fuck a bitch
You
up with
know
some
what I mean,
snowballs.
Cap, man? Fuck, man, yeah, man. I know
As a
you like
kid,
fucking
sure,
man,
but as an
yeah.
adult, nah.
I love
dog.
seasons, bro.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
not now,
I'm
not
an
now,
adult, bro. I
Me
gotta deal with
last-
fucking all that. But I gotta shovel. I gotta put salt out. I gotta fucking fuck that.
Last year, last year we had a
man.
bad
For
ice
real?
storm here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for
same
real? Oh,
here.
shit.
We had a bad one too.
Oh, man,
They
the
don't
weather's
snow
good.
here
The weather's
often,
really good crazy.
but
Where you
I
at,
love the
Bryson?
cold, man.
Where you at, Bryson?
I'm in Little Rock now, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh,
Bryson, you're in
yeah,
Little
dog.
Rock. You're not that far from me. Shit.
Yeah, I used to live in Shreveport. I used to be like
You know
3
what,
hours
Bryson?
from you.
You could fucking go towards whatchamacallit and go check out Knobber's Chicken and shit, dog.
I'm gonna try to head to the Houston game this year. It's only about 5
Hell
hours
yeah.
from me.
Well, they got a
Yeah,
Nobby
that's what I'm gonna
McNobbenstein
do.
chicken at Houston. I seen, dog. You can fucking put an old chicken dog in your
Hey,
mouth. What the
Hey,
fuck?
Bryson, go next door and hang out with Huey Magoo, bro.
Oh, Fred.
Y'all tripping.
Buy yourself
get
a
on my-
cool little fucking
Crazy, man.
good old
Y'all
Texas
get on my case with this Hugh Magoo's and stuff like that. Like, come on.
Yeah,
bro.
go to fucking Texarkana and get yourself a fucking souvenir from Magooey's and fucking go put a fucking chicken knob in your mouth. Take a
Nah,
picture,
dude.
dog.
Fuck no.
What the heck is Texas? What the heck?
Wear a cowboy hat and shit. Why you doing it?
Go to bed, buddy. What the heck is in Texarkana anyway?
Nothing, bro. Fucking nothing, dude. Texarkana fucking sucks.
I go on I-30, I see Texarkana. I'm like, what the hell?
Any cool rock shows? Usually in places that are like a city but suck at the same time. They'll have like this cool rock scene or something because everybody's pissed, so they do cool rock shit.
The best part of Arkansas is Northwest Arkansas. It's beautiful up there. They got everybody's huge on the college up there. They're like because that's all they got is the college here.
Yeah, word up.
Yeah.
Little Rock's cool. I don't mind Little Rock, but man, Northwest Arkansas, man, it's beautiful up there.
I thought about that when I was going through Virginia, like the west side of Virginia. Holy fuck. I've been to Virginia on the East Coast and shit, like Virginia Beach, all that shit. But you go west in the fucking those hills across the fucking mountain, that shit's gorgeous. Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, that was crazy. Any other cool fucking joints we can go eat at that we need to check out, Alex? Because give me one, dog.
All right, so he's on the border.
On the border of what?
That's the name of the
Oh,
On the you motherfucker,
that's the name of the restaurant. It's called On the Border.
You can't fucking
I fucking asked Alex to he delivers. So fucking love you, buddy. He delivers. Give me another one, Alex. He goes on the border.
Oh shoot! They have the 2014 Charger Dolphin game on YouTube right now. I'm about to watch it.
Hey, Cap, you want to go somewhere?
Hold on, Fred. I want to. Alex, what kind of food they serve at this place called On the Border?
It's Tex-Mex.
No shit, bro. No fucking shit.
Maybe Italian.
Chinese.
I said Tex-Mex.
They serve North and South Korean delicacies.
African delicacies.
Alex is in rare form tonight, bro. I tell you, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was fucking great.
Cap got me.
Oh,
you remember they had the Chargers Dolphin game on. Remember when we shut up the Chargers 37-zip in 2014?
Yeah, I remember that. Fuck yeah.
I'm about to watch it.
What you gonna eat while watching that, Alex?
My wing snob.
That was in San Diego, right?
What's up, Crypto? How you doing, man?
What's up, Color?
Crypto, give us your delicacies in your area now.
Crypto, Nathan's hot dogs.
Crab. Ain't no delicacies. Crab. Just crab.
Cap, you need to stop, Cap.
I can't stop now, bro. I'm on it now, dude. I'm feeling it now.
Here's
I'm
another
full.
one. You want to hear
This
another
shit
one?
ain't even live. I'm just fucking. I'm doing
You want
it.
to hear another one?
All that others. Yeah. Give me another one, please, Alex.
Choloso.
I wasn't as cool as the other one. I'm guessing they serve what?
Is that Cuban?
That sounds like it's catchy.
Is that Cuban?
No, it's another Chipotle.
It's
another
Chipotle. They call what?
Choloso.
Choloso.
Cholos?
Hey, yo, honestly, though, speaking of that,
That sounds like
it's
something
another.
you catch.
It's a higher quality Chipotle.
Dude, that's fucking
also
whack.
a higher quality Chipotle.
Whoa.
And that shit is
What
fucking
is?
bomb.
Hold on. Where are you guys at? Where you got like Chipotle and then bougie Chipotle? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
They got a Freebirds in Texas. Yeah.
You guys know what Chipotle is, right?
Freebirds.
It's just a
Freebirds,
fucking
yeah.
McDonald's. Y'all are fucking crazy, dude. You're fucking crazy, dude. McDonald's owns Chipotle and your fucking fancy chicken.
There is a McDonald's here in Orlando that does that. They serve chicken. They serve steak sandwiches.
Yeah.
The big one here in Orlando, the largest Orlando in the McDonald's in the world.
They got a Buc-ee's here too.
What's up? You asked me for a delicacy?
Well, not a delicacy. No. Well, hold up. Whoa.
Fried gizzards and fried livers.
I fucking love fried gizzards. First of all,
hell yeah.
I'm fucking on it.
Gizzards. I have one. It's a delicacy. I have it. It's called barbecue horse ankles.
Oh, now you made that up, bro.
Crypto, you know you're not supposed to eat horse, right?
You made that up.
Yeah.
It's an you can eat
barbecue
horse.
Ankles. There you go.
It is not a sustainable thing for you to live on, dude.
Fred, you can try it at your local deli.
For real, bro.
You also can eat vultures
at your local deli. Fred, get you some barbecue horse ankles,
dude. Look at Shake with the $5 donate. He says the restaurant on the border gives you water with a lot of ice. That is fucking nuts.
Oh my
Shake, that
God.
is fucking nuts.
Water on the rock.
Hey, you want to hear something? You want to hear something funny?
Skunk tail.
Right. So they have a QT here, right? And QT is like a gas station.
Okay.
Apparently, that QT has ice cream, soft served ice cream. Okay. It also has a barbecue brisket burrito, and it has pizza.
So it's like a Buc-ee's or a Wawa.
Yeah, but they got their pizzas actually pretty good. They have a whole pipe pizza for like $7.
Check it out, Cap. If you're ever in Jersey, bro, make sure you stop at Donkey. Make sure you stop at Donkeys, bro.
At Donkeys?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, man,
I know.
yeah.
Now, first of all, I know that's a strip club because there's I've
Fred,
been
you
to
eat
Donkeys
Donkeys?
once or twice.
No, man, it's a
Don't-
restaurant,
That's
bro.
a
It's
fucking dude. That's a fucking skin bar, dog. Don't bullshit me.
No, Cap, it's
I
a
know.
restaurant, Cap.
Hey, he goes to that
you.
place just for the food, not for the entertainment.
Yeah, I get it. It's one of those joints where you pay for admission and it's all open buffet, and I got to worry about fucking pubic hair in my food. You got me
Literally.
fucked up.
Oh my God. Hey, Cap, say what you want, man. Say what you want, man. But our boy, man, Larry K, man, he loves the place, man. He loves it.
Larry K loves Jersey.
Yeah, he knows about donkeys, man. He says it's a great place, man.
I bet you he fucking does. He's a lawyer. He's got to fucking show off to his clients some fucking how. I know how it works. God damn it. I know how it fucking works. Listen, Fred, don't let the good looks fool you in my dumbass fucking talking. I've walked a day or two around here, dog. I know what time it is. Fucking Larry B trying to land a big deal. Got to show some big wigs. You got to take him down there and fucking let a stripper put a butthole in her face to get the deal done.
No, Cap. We know Larry K's credible, man. You know what I'm saying, Cap? I think
thought he was
he
a
is.
prostitute.
That too.
Yeah.
Man, I am on one tonight, guys. Everybody can catch these hands. Watch out. I love you, Larry K. My dog. Sorry, I put fucking stripper buttholes in your friends' faces, but this is how it ended up tonight, dog. This is how it ended up tonight. It's been a minute. I've been pent up, not doing the live shows and panels like I used to. So this was, I needed this, you guys. I needed to go. What's up? What are you gonna say out?
I have a bone to pick with Larry K.
Oh yeah, chicken bone.
Yeah, chicken bone.
What's
I
the bone?
have a little bone to pick with him because I saw in a comment he goes on Facebook
Oh
that
shit!
the Dolphins are not. The Dolphins are not. Oh shit! What did he say?
Man, obviously he really pissed you off. I can tell.
He said that Miami is not there to win it. Miami something like that. I forgot what he said.
You know what?
Who said that? Larry K.
Yeah, Larry K said Miami's they're only half in it. We're in it for the looks of the
They
show.
Hey man, no, that's the Cowboys. That's not the Dolphins.
He's calling up pretenders.
Right,
He's calling us pretenders.
right.
It was a comment.
He's just calling us pretenders. That's all. We're pretenders.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
He said it in his fancy way of
Larry
saying it.
called him like he
Alex
sees him, bro.
spun through a fucking spiral right now. He can't even put the words together. Thank you.
I call Larry the umpire because he calls him like he sees him, bro.
Wow, cold.
The umpire, Fred. Come on, Fred.
Sounds like somebody. Keep it up, Fred. Sounds like somebody's gonna get a trip from donkeys and a ball in their face.
Good night, man. See the
I
panel
love
next
Fred
time.
into the tape.
Good night.
Fred, keep it up. Larry gonna be taking you to Donkey's house over there. You go watch the donkey show. You fuck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to a place called Donkeys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine dining Michelin star restaurant. Fucking Rhino, don't you want to go to Donkeys? What the fuck?
You taking me to Donkeys, bro? What's going on?
Fuck you. You're not my friend no more. Take me to Donkeys. Oh man, that was good. Look, you know what? Fred got the invite. He done dropped off. Larry K's like, you know what, dog? You earned it. You going to fucking Donkeys with me? Fuck yeah. Holy shit. No, Crypto, we're talking about like restaurants in your area that you would recommend. And Alex is really great at finding the most obscure fucking restaurant names on earth. Dude, we asked him for a name for another one. The bitch goes, on the
I don't
border.
remember.
No, he said
yeah.
on the border. I was like, on the border where?
There is a restaurant called On the Border.
It's off the
I get
Jersey
that, bro,
Turnpike.
but it was just so. Alex, I don't think you realize how you couldn't write comedy that was so perfect as such, dude. You gave us two fucked up fucking names of restaurants that Rhino finds in Florida, which is a fucking feat in itself. And then I said, give me another one. You say on the border. It was just, oh man, it was fucking.
Oh,
Yeah, he's waiting for that.
Wing Snob, and
Wingstop
Huey
was the
Magoo's.
first.
And Huey Magoo's.
No, it wasn't Wingstop. It was Boner Wing or some shit like that. I don't know.
Wing
It
Snob.
was
Wing
Wing
Snob.
Snob. Wing Snob.
Yeah, Wing Snob and fucking,
Yeah.
what was the other one?
Huey Magoo's.
Huey
Here
Magoo's
Magoo is.
Wing Snob. And then he follows it up with a fucking on the border.
You guys remember Jimmy Wilson?
Jimmy
You
Wilson?
guys, you guys remember Jimmy Wilson? He used to play for us.
I remember
Oh, fucking Shake goes, Fred's hoping Larry King gives him a good plea deal. Damn. Fuck. So it wasn't about the donkey room at the place by the airport. It was keep changing it on Fred. Just like he did with how small Fred changed his story to how small the guy was Tua ran into, and I'm gonna keep changing on what the donkey restaurant meeting is. I'm gonna match that energy.
It's the safety, right? The Jimmy Wilson safety DB.
Yeah, he's safety.
Yeah, dude. Donkeys can carry a lot of stuff.
He was pretty good off the bench for us.
Fuck, that was good.
Oh, wait,
Hey, to bring it back to the Dolphins, though, I know he probably don't want to come here because he's trying to compete for a starting spot, but Davis Mills hasn't been shown up to practice the last couple days.
Really?
I would take a flyer in Davis Mills. I would.
I would
really
too.
would.
That's a good
Was
player
Davis
for a backup
Mills,
position.
Alex, I gotta go to Alex for this question. Alex, was Davis Mills in that Tyreek Hill car? Is that why we haven't heard from him?
Oh, that's a conspiracy, Cat.
So it wasn't true.
It might be.
Oh, I don't know, guys. I mean, fucking Davis Mills, right? Like, I know he's got a good arm, but I don't know.
He's but for a backup, he's better than what we got.
Is he?
I think so. I think he's a baller. I mean, for a backup, I don't think he's a starter.
I think Davis Mills falls into the Skylar quality, like a guy you can't craft an offense with, for, or have him mold into the offense you have. A guy that if you just spread it out and run fucking routes downfield and ask him to throw or hand the ball off, he can be effective. So Skylar to me seems like a younger version of that. Davis Mills probably has some better arm strength, but for the money that we're paying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also don't think that the Dolphins are going to do anything about the backup position. I don't think they're concerned about it.
They're not.
I just thought I'd bring it up because it's something that is interesting. That is a player that might be moving somewhere, you know.
The only way the Dolphins make an addition to quarterback is if Tua goes down, and then they'll assess what their options are at that point. And to me, also, now what does that mean? That'll depend on the injury to Tua, right? If it's fucking 2 weeks and it's minor, they're gonna add a guy as a third rotation and elevate the guy as a guy. He goes down for the season, and depending on where they're at in the season, they might go and get a guy they think could help them, take them places. Or if the season's lost and Tua's gone, then they're just gonna ride out with the douchebags they got anyhow. I think it's gonna behoove them to somewhere from the 5th round on, unless somebody falls and you take him in the 3rd or 4th round, they need to go ahead and draft a guy that has high upside with athletic ability, but a high IQ that they think that they can mold in the system over a couple year span. That's what they need to do at the backup quarterback position, because that's what they've done with Skylar. And I don't know. Maybe Skylar's better. I can't tell a difference. I feel like I don't think he's
I
a
think
good fit
he's
for
a,
this offense. I don't think he's a good fit for this offense, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I don't.
yeah. I mean, I think
I
he's.
agree. Yeah.
I think though, like they're giving him an opportunity to take the job. I think they're only going to take 2 quarterbacks on the roster with the new rule change.
I think they need to.
And with all the players, there's so many bubble players that you really want to keep. I
Mhm.
think that if someone, you cut one of the quarterbacks, if they get picked up, they get picked up. Because from what I'm hearing is your emergency quarterback can be on your practice squad. That was a recent change this
Yes,
last year.
yes. And you get no penalty if you bring him on that week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's what I heard
But
too.
to the 53-man roster cut, I mean that's really the only one that kind of matters, because then once they get into the practice squad minutia and they do the elevations and protect players that they take off the roster, blah 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 blah.
yeah,
Come this 53-man roster cut, I think they're going to need to go ahead and not carry 3 quarterbacks like they did last year. And I think it's going to be smarter for them to, take shots on guys like the McMillan guy, or I don't know, because safety is a position of concern. We have a safety injured. You know what I'm saying right now? When is Poyer going to come back? None of these
yeah.
safeties are here next year under contract. So it might be smart to have a young guy that you can sign to a couple of years that you might be able to keep and bring up in your ranks. There is the Nick Needham factor where he can play safety as well, which is why he's on the team, but he's only under a 1-year contract as well. So there's all those factors why I think that's where I would put the position in the DB room minimally, because of depth needing at the moment, but plus to look down. But also, could they, allocate that extra spot to the O-line, where I have my most concern right now, or
Sure.
D line or something. I don't know.
I,
Again,
I,
But I mean,
there's too
also
many
on the
places you need that last dude.
Cap, I think they're waiting for somebody to shake free on the O line from somebody.
So
I
that's
mean,
another thing, right? Like, even if they carried 3
yeah.
quarterbacks, I would cut one with a quickness if somebody drops on someone else's 53 roster cut somewhere around the league. They've got their eyes on some guys, I'm sure. I don't think there's any trades coming down. I know there was a lot of talk about some trades that the Dolphins are
I
going to pull off. I didn't hear anything on my end about those trades, and we have yet to see any trade happen. Now, that doesn't mean something can't happen right before 53-man roster cuts and it be a swap of some sort. That I could see, but anything of significance for a player and or trade, it ain't happening now.
Another thing though, I mean, Barry and Omar, I've been listening to their podcast a lot. They've been talking a lot about is Malik Washington and Eric Ezukama, for that 6, 7. I don't think we're going to take 7, but for that 6 wide receiver spot, you spent draft picks on both players, Malik Washington most recently. Eric Ezukama hasn't really got a shot because of injuries. You know,
And he's
that's
showing
another
up.
bubble position to where you're going to want to not keep 3 quarterbacks because you might want to have an extra wide receiver there. OBJ might stay on the pup, so that might open another slot for us on the wide receiver position to stash away. But that's another interesting position you have
It
there.
is.
I think
Here's the
Easy.
thing,
I
right?
think Easy E makes this team. He's
And
been coming. He's been coming along since he came back from injury.
I mean, we
I
know
don't know about that.
you can put unless you're gonna. I don't think on your 53-man roster you have to account for all of your players unless they're on. I think it's the 8-week IR.
No,
Yeah.
pup is 4 weeks, and they're not considered.
Yeah, but you
53.
can't assign the pup list till after 53-man roster cuts. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can assign. I think you can only assign the one that takes you to like week 8, and that means that guy is deactivated through week 8,
Yeah.
and they'll let you. And that doesn't account for the 53-man roster. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look into that. But it's really strict on where teams do their 53 and immediately put a bunch of guys on the list and start adding depth guys right away to their roster, and then guys to their practice squad once it's time. We know that in that knowing that
Yeah.
that's the stakes, that we know Hill, Waddle, OBJ definitely making the team. To me, Braxton Berrios definitely makes the team. I don't see anybody.
I think River Craycraft made
Rigger
the team
Craycraft
before
definitely makes the
Arios.
team. He seemed
Yeah.
well. I again, if we're in a pecking order, I would say they're close, those two. But I mean, listen, River Craycraft, as great as he doesn't have as much production and has had injuries. So I do love River Craycraft. I feel like he's excellent in blocking, and even better that when the ball's thrown to him, he seems to always catch the thing with soft hands. But
Yeah.
I think he's on the team. Malik Washington definitely makes the team. That leaves us to our last spot because they're working Malik Washington out. I've seen him play more snaps of football than Eric Ikuzama has in his whole career. That's just the facts. And he's only played one fucking preseason game. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Braylon Sanders, who's been on a practice squad, has completely fallen off. He's dropping everything in sight. He'll be lucky to make the practice squad. Eric Ikuzama is still fighting off guys that are unknowns. This Matthew Sexton guy, XFL guy, Jaquan Burton, nobody. And then we have the dude Sneed. To me, the only guy that Eric Ikuzama is really fighting against is this dude Sneed, right? Who's been on the field, has had some snaps, yada, yada, yada. I don't see any reason not to keep Eric Ikuzama on his draft status alone, but what have we seen from this guy other than 7-on-7 or not even 7-on-7 this year? But it's just like what's up with this dude, right?
I think
Him
he's just
and
different than our other receivers, and he has size, he has length.
He has
You know,
talent.
he can fill that role that we don't have in the wide receiver
I
room.
get what you're saying, right? Like I think we all
The kid
envisioned him
has
to
talent,
come in
Cap.
and play in a Debo Samuels sort of role, right?
That's
Have
what I'm
some
saying.
plays
Exactly.
dialed up, but why? Why has it not happened? There's got to
Well,
be a
I
reason
think
behind it.
injuries. I think
What
injuries is the
Injuries,
main role.
Because
I don't know.
about
the thing with this coaching staff, I think, is you're not gonna lose your job or roster spot if you're injured. If you want
Yeah,
to,
if
I don't know,
you're
though.
injury prone, that's reasons for cutting your ass, bro, for sure.
but
But also,
I think the
I don't
reason
think they
why is
like
because
rookies. That's why rookies
he's talented.
don't.
Well, they didn't really
Rookies
bring
have
in
never really
competition
got.
other than the Sneed guy. That's from what I can see, right? They don't owe
what
anything
about
to Sneed, but in the same token, I don't feel like the Dolphins owe anything to Eric Ikuzama.
mm-mm.
There's a couple of players that until I see otherwise, and some more than others, I could say Tindle, Eric Ikuzama, bye. Like, what am I losing?
Oh, I
They've
think
done
Tindall's gonna
nothing
make
to
the team. I think Tindall's gonna make the team.
Tyndall is an
I don't know
absolute
about
Done
that.
literally
typecast. He
nothing.
can
Yeah,
only play the run,
the
and
dude has
in
done
coverage,
absolutely
he
nothing.
is a liability.
He's
Tyndall
awful.
does not need to be on this football
Yeah,
team,
he
bro.
was a.
You
Give me
want
that.
you want
Give,
you
give
want
me give me a
in
chance
my
on.
opinion.
No,
You want to
bro.
hear
He had
something?
I
one
do want
sack.
your opinion, but I want you to
Recently.
hear me real quick. Tyndall is
Go ahead.
preventing other guys that would kill.
I'm with you, Cap.
You know what? Like, there's so many
He's
of these
done
UDFA
absolutely
guys.
nothing.
See if some of these other dudes from these other schools can be coached up that have things that you like. There's too much talent we're letting fall by the wayside by keeping dead weight on a 53-man roster of Tyndall and Eric Ikuzama if they don't earn it this year. Get rid of them. And that Cam Smith will be talked about next year if I don't see his ass out here and I'm watching Ethan Bonner on the boundary all year long while Cam Smith's on the fucking sideline. I'm going to say get rid of his fucking ass next because he's on the
I
short
think
list right
Cam
now.
Smith got a rough. No, I think Cam Smith
I agree
got a
with you.
rough start with Vic.
That's why he's not on my list. But if he
Yeah.
got a rough start last year and this year, what's the fucking excuse? He had another rough start. No, fuck you. His start's over, dude. You
No,
already gave me this year.
sure. You can only get so much time because there's so many other people that want to fill that role. But I do
Right.
think
I hear you.
Cam
That
Smith got
Cap.
picked on last year by Vic Fangio because I don't care who you all are. This motherfucker, I don't even remember his name right now. That fucking piece of shit 33 we had that played for the Bengals
Eli
and
Apple.
the Saints. Eli Apple, fuck that
Yeah.
motherfucker. That dude's
Yeah.
a dog shit player. I don't know how this guy continues to convince NFL teams to pay him to play. I don't understand it. He's dog shit.
Cat, Bryson, you want to know? My thing with Channing Tindle is this. You want to hear? This is something that I think I've seen. I think he's not. I think he's playing out of position. In my opinion, that's
What
why.
position they got him playing, Alex? Alex,
I
what
think
position
he. I
they have him
think
at?
he's a middle linebacker right now, but I
I
think
got you, but
he's
listen,
an edge
No, but
rusher. I think he's
no,
an
but
edge
here's
rusher.
No, he's
no,
too
but here's the thing.
small.
his
Oh, go
arms
ahead.
aren't long enough to edge rush, and he doesn't have the length to do that. And his step
He's
off. He don't have a step either. He doesn't.
yeah,
You,
he's
He
too
so
has.
small.
You know what he
you
has?
forget
He's got a
Elvis
nose for
Dumervil.
the football in between the tackles, and that's good, right? Like I
He's too
like that.
small.
But in the NFL, you have to cover your zone. And if any quarterback and every quarterback that goes against you goes right at you because you're covering that zone, you're a fucking
I don't.
liability if you don't stop it.
Yeah, I don't think he's a 3-4 middle linebacker. He's a
What do you
4-3
think?
middle linebacker. If you're gonna run a 3-4, he's better off being the edge rusher in a 3-4, in my opinion.
I don't think so. I
No,
mean, if you look at
no.
him next to
Over
Jalen
who?
Phillips or
Over
Bradley
who?
No,
Chubb,
no,
no.
no, no. I think no. That should. I don't think he's not gonna be over anybody. I just think that they have him out of
I would
position
say right now,
in a
Cameron Good is
3-4.
That's
injured.
the position he
Cameron Good
played in
is
college.
injured still, and I put
I
him
know,
as an edge rusher
but
over Channing
what
Tindle.
scheme?
All the
What
more
scheme
reason
did
to
they
cut him.
play?
Right,
But
They
here's the thing:
played.
you're
because
They
talking
played
Cameron
a
about
Good played
4-3
that.
Bro,
scheme.
he's not. He's
like what's
6'2",
his
No, but
fucking
Cameron,
deal? Is he a
average
special
size
teams
guy.
guy? Is that all you got him
who?
for? He's not your special teams ace
Channing
because we
Tindle.
just brought in Marcus May for it. That's my point. Like, there's a guy on this roster right now that could do what he does for less and or has potentially to get better. Like, there's sometime you got to cut bait. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. I don't fucking know. And I'm just saying
Some
I don't
people are
want to
just
cut the
not
guy
cut out for it, man. Some
or
people are just not
whatever.
cut out for it.
Right, that's the thing. Because I'm tell you, Alex, I'm a fan of Channing Tindle when we first picked him, but he never did adjust to me. Never did adjust to the NFL level. And
I
I'm
agree.
at the point right now. I'm at the point right now where if he doesn't do nothing this season, he needs to go because he's just taking up
No,
space.
let me ask
And
you
maybe
guys
he
this.
can play
Let me
better
First
ask
of
for
you
all,
the
guys
other
he,
team.
this.
I
When
don't
does
think he's
Before
taking
our
you
that
go,
much.
linebackers?
Before you go, Bryson, I just want to point out a potential scenario that could be where we would be. Channing Tindle made it on the roster last year on the 53. Ethan Bonner did not. Luckily, Ethan Bonner is it made it to the practice squad, and we see what he is. Ethan Bonner is making this 53 this year without a doubt.
Yes,
And
yes,
right now,
he is.
he's slotted as the number one backup on the boundary right now over our second round pick. That guy could be on the Jets right now because we kept Channing Tindall's ass last year, and we could do it again to the next guy that walks out the room, and we say, "Oh man, look how good he was. Why did we let him go?" And it's because of guys like Channing Tindall who we're holding on to a little too long. You got to remain to have true competition at all levels and grade out who you can't live without because they'll be on someone else's roster. Because to me, you drop Channing Tindall, he's not. No one's calling him up to say, "Oh, I need your services here on the Vikings." Now, will he end up on a roster? Yeah, he'll end up on a practice squad, maybe on a roster. But he ain't getting picked up. Like, he ain't getting phone calls. I promise. Same thing with Eric Ikuzama. Who the fuck is calling up Eric Ikuzama if he's a fucking waiver wire guy? Who's gonna call him? So why are we protecting Eric Ikuzama and Channing Tindall when all likelihood they'll clear waivers and can end back up on this football team once we do the PUPs and all the other bullshit? That's how I operate in a cap salary / 53-man roster and
The Saints are going to
competitive
call him
nature.
El Cap. The Saints are calling
Good.
him.
Go ahead. Go to
He'll
the
be with
fucking
the Saints in
Falcons.
2
Go to the
weeks.
Saints. Falcons will probably call him because they fucking suck and they've seen the Dolphins
Damn,
and are like,
bro.
hey, we'll
No,
take
Damn,
your
no, they doing
trash.
the
no, the
right
Falcons
thing
winning that
recently.
division.
But anyways, listen, since Channing Tindall has been drafted, we have not been deep at the position of linebacker, and this dude can't see the field. That's just the fact. And he wasn't that great in college. He wasn't the number one linebacker in college, and he hasn't done anything since. I just don't think he's that good of a player. I think they drafted him because he was an athletic freak. He showed good numbers in the
Yeah.
combine, and
They
he
thought
just
they could mold
isn't
something,
that good
and
of a
it's not
football
molding.
player. Yeah, it's just not working.
He's got good in between playing the run and nose for the football. That's what he's got. And the reason he was able to shine at times is because he was surrounded by other linebackers that were eating up all the space in the middle in a defense that was good. And I'm not trying to just diminish the man at all, but I'm sure the Dolphins saw what he had and said, can we coach this? Thought they could. And it just hasn't translated up to this point. Real quick before you go, everybody hit the like button. Bunch of people coming in through here. I see you guys. Salute Dolphins Realtor, Timothy Washington, Trenzor in here from the other day. Black Sheep, Jess, what's up? I even see EM creeping around in here. So yeah, guys, hit the like button, please.
But just like when we had Igbo, when we drafted him, he had a lot of athleticism, but he just didn't cut it for our team.
The thing with Igbenogany. I'm sorry. Go ahead, crazy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
I was
go ahead.
Say the thing with Igbo is that I think because it was just he coming out of college, he transitioned from a wide receiver to a corner, and I think with the year he got drafted in the first round, he played 1 year as a starter in corner, and it was from Auburn, right? He was drafted from Auburn.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And he was drafted at 19 years old. I never understood the pick at the time. I was like, okay, they must know something I don't, because there was all this stuff about connection and knowing the family, all this other bullshit. We got served the Ted Ginn bill of goods. Yeah. And so the thing is that took him too long to cut bait with that. And I just think look at the players that make this roster that show up and the impact in which they've had over drafted pick players. And we got to know when these lower draft pick guys from the, even the first round, fuck that lower draft pick, when to let these people go. Because think about Cater Kohu and what he's been to this team. Nick Needham himself, what he's been to this football team. You know what I'm saying? Now what Ethan Bonner looks to be. There's undrafted guys that make impact that we need. And there's guys that are out, like Grayson Murphy, who's gotten nicked up, right? And even if he does get cut, chances are nobody will pick him up if he's remaining injured on the 53, and we might make him. But I'm just saying, if he continued to play how he's been practicing and playing and go out there, and he's on the bubble, him and a guy like Bell, right? And they're weighing these options, and we're sure-handedly giving positions to Channing Tindle when we could cut him and pick one of these guys. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are the hard decisions that Channing Tindle is forcing us to keep him when it's just not. To me, I feel bad for the guys that could get it. That Zeke Vanderbung or whatever. Like, I don't know. That fucking guy might be a baller. Yeah, he might be a fucking baller, and I'll never know because he got picked up by the Rams when we kept Channing Tindle, who I know isn't fucking doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Who would you rather have, Cap? Duke Riley or Channing Tindle?
Duke Riley 10 times over. Duke Riley, not even fucking close. Are you kidding me? I know people want to shit all over Duke Riley because he's not as good as the other linebackers we've had, but I'm sorry. Duke Riley goes out there and makes fucking plays. He's better than he's just above middling at linebacker. He doesn't cost the money, and he's got heart. The game well. He's got fucking heart. And I've seen Duke Riley make fucking plays. That's the thing, right? I've seen him make fucking plays.
I don't see that with Tindle. I don't see
Tindle get snaps.
Yeah, but you have to remember, it's a Greer pick, man. He's going to be very hard to get rid of.
You know what? I feel like Greer's getting better at that, and I got to see it this year in the cut of Channing Tindle to keep another guy that I might not. I don't even know his name, but he got on this roster and Channing Tindle did it. I'll be like, well, at least they're learning. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy to me is Greer is better at finding undrafted free agents than he is mid to late round picks.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
gotta agree with that. Gotta agree with that. And let's not forget, McMorris is UDA also.
Well, hold on a second, guys. I gotta.
No, he was drafted. I think he was drafted.
I mean, he was drafted.
McMorris was a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That McMorris kid, there's something in that kid that I love.
Yeah.
I just want to point some things out real quick, guys, about the drafts. Okay. The Dolphins have hit plenty. Now, remember, the Tyreek Hill trade changed the dynamic of our drafting. And the first year with Mike McDaniel's draft, that whole draft is an absolute wash. That draft is terrible. The Channing Tindle year. Awful. I don't think anybody will be here at any, they're not, whatever. But Waddle, Phillips, Jackson, Tua. I mean, listen, a quarterback.
Yeah, but those are early rounds. I'm talking about mid to late rounds.
You, but we've watched this team miss on early rounds all day.
No, I love Greer. The fact that he's sitting on players is good. I'm just saying that this guy can't draft from 4 to 7, but he hits undrafted free agents time and time again. I mean, every year we have a new undrafted free agent that makes the roster over a draft pick that same year. That's all. Yes, I agree with you. He's hit on a
last
lot
year.
Of
the big one was the tight end that we drafted that ended up going to Arizona, and we kept what's his name here, who's had the orange jersey. Who had the orange jersey?
What that guy
Hill, Julian Hill.
No, I'm not talking shit on Greer. I'm just making an observation. I like Greer. I think what he's done is great. I think he's hit on a lot of draft picks. But that's one thing I noticed is that those mid to late picks are hard to hit. You're throwing darts at that point. I mean, in the dark. It's just interesting that the undrafted free agents, make the team more often. Those late round picks. That's just interesting.
He used to be good at. I don't know what happened, but he changed the.
There he is.
What happened? He was good. Chris Greer was good in drafting later rounds. I don't know what happened.
I'd rather him hit in the early rounds because the early round misses destroy your team.
When was the last late round pick that we've hit?
But Bryson, on the face of it, simply put, the Dolphins drafted a quarterback, paid the quarterback, and seems to be the perceptive answer. That alone gets a fucking is more than most GMs could ever accomplish in their careers. They miss on quarterbacks time and time again. We see it all the time. So as the jury's still out in the long run, obviously, because the story's never finished being told until it's finished being told. But as of we sit right this moment, secure. Oh, look what the cat drug in. Cat drug in. Cat must have been digging in a litter box. Done pulled out something from the donkey room.
Who's this guy? Who's this person?
Cap is trash, goddammit. That's the message for the night. Cap is trash. You putting everybody to sleep in a goddamn chat, bro.
You ever heard of a
Who's this?
You ever heard of a place called
Rhino?
Brother, you ever
Rhino
heard of a place
shit.
called Huey Magoo's in Texas?
Tell us about the nasty shit you put up to at Huey Magoo's.
What is it? What is it?
Huey Magoo.
No, I have no idea what that is, bro.
Tell us about. Hold on, I got the one in Texas though. Tell us about your favorite chicken joint, EM. Chicken knobs.
What is that? Some racist shit? Why kind of chicken? Is that some racist shit you got going on, Cal?
Damn.
No.
That's some racist shit. Why it's got to be fucking chicken, Cal?
Damn.
Hold on. The place.
Barbecue chicken.
You racist fuck.
Hold on.
Is it buffalo chicken or barbecue chicken?
Guys, hold on.
No, man, I'm feeling like I'm going to tilt that way, but I don't want to cross it. No, Alex was talking about his fucking crazy ass restaurants that we all need to go try. And he starts off with chicken knobs or some shit.
Oh, wing snob.
Man, I have no idea what that is.
Wing snob.
Not chicken knobs. Wing snob.
Listen, I have no idea what that is, bro. Like,
are you kidding me, EM? You're kidding me.
Don't lie, EM. No. We know you know about
I don't
the wing snob.
Wingstop? No, hell no, bro. I don't fuck with Wingstop like that. No.
No. It's called wing snob. SNOB snob.
Oh shit! See what you started.
There's one eternal.
Honestly, they got watermelon.
They got
Cap,
one in Terrell. They
see
got
what
one
you
in
done started,
Terrell.
Cap?
Got watermelon flavored iced tea
Oh
that'll
my
light
God.
you up, dog.
Jesus Christ.
You see what
Jesus
you done
Christ,
started,
dude.
Cap?
I
That's some
did.
racist
I
ass
started
shit,
it.
bro.
You threw it out there. I
Hey,
just
man,
was
y'all.
asking about these obscure chicken joints in the Dallas Fort Worth area that you obviously would, I mean,
Maybe
fuck
no.
you, dude.
Hey, man, listen. That's some racist shit. Look what you done started, Cap.
Oh my
I,
God.
dude, I can't
There's
believe
one
that
in
is fucking funny
Terrell.
as fuck.
There's a Wingstop in Terrell. There's a
That is
Wingstop
fucking
right down the
wrong,
block
bro.
from me.
That's fucked up, man.
Okay.
That is
So
fucked up.
EM, listen to me.
What's up, bro?
There's a Wingstop in Terrell. There's also a Wingstop right down the block from me, over here in Fate.
yeah, go.
Okay. And they got this. It's a good plate. They got some low key really good chicken wings. All right.
Well,
Boneless wings and bone-in wings.
I thought you was in Rockwall.
I
Alex?
work in Rockwall.
Oh,
Hey, you know
okay,
what's fucking
okay.
funny? This motherfucker ain't lived there 2 years. Where every wing snobby joint is all up in this bitch.
No, it's a place that we.
Hold up. He says we need to go to that joint. Then he says we need to go to what was the Huey? What was the other place?
Huey Magoo.
Huey Magoo's. This is a fucking restaurant, bro.
So
Huey Magoo.
that's an actual place. That's an actual spot.
Yes.
Alex, really?
Huey Magoo's, yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
It's a place in Florida. There's no place here in Texas.
There ain't no place called Huey Magoo's in Florida, dog. I don't know what you're talking. We don't claim that shit here.
Oh my God,
that
dude.
shit, we don't claim that
It's one
shit.
of those Florida.
You know who? The only Huey Magoo's you can find. I forget who said it. I think it was. I don't know.
It was me, Davey.
No, not Davey. Fuck. No, that they sell fucking antique fucking shit from barns and shit like that. But that's the Huey Magoo you see, guys selling some fucking weird shit.
I have no idea what that is, bro.
Listen, I say, Alex, give us another restaurant. And what was the name of the third restaurant, Alex?
On the border.
What, man? On the border is trash, dog. Are you serious?
Oh shit! You've eaten on the border, dog?
What do they serve there,
bro? Like it's a Mexican. It's a Mexican spot.
It's a Tex-Mex.
It's Tex-Mex. Fucking that was.
Hello,
Ian.
on the
How
border.
dare you, dog? That was racist as fuck. I can't believe look what you've done to this show, dog.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
It's Mexican food. What kind of shit was that, dog?
Hey, man.
Get
the fuck out of here. Yeah, don't try to.
What do they eat there? Tell us what they eat there, Ian. Go ahead.
It's a Tex-Mex spot, bro. Like,
now it's Tex-Mex, huh?
Yeah. That's what I said. It's a Tex-Mex spot, but it's trash. It's garbage, though.
Change history.
Y'all don't have on the borders down there in Florida, bro?
No,
like,
that's why it was funny.
No, I've never heard of it, but it was funny because I asked him, he goes, you want to hear of another restaurant? And he goes, on the border. And then he stopped and paused. And I was like, all right, on the border where? So I thought he was saying on the border somewhere, and I'm like, on the border where? Are you on the border in Canada? On the border in Texas?
No. That's the actual name of the restaurant.
I thought you knew what it was, Cav.
We have it here in Orlando.
I thought I was like, on the border where? That shit has fucking killed me, bro.
Like
it was so funny.
You've been exposed tonight, Cap. The jig is up, goddammit. The word is out. Hell yeah, we know. Goddamn, you've been exposed.
Word, I don't like that word around here. Don't say that again. That is fucked up. That was fucked up by you. Don't do that again.
Hey, Cap. In the end, here's another one. Chuloso is another one. Okay, Chuloso's another one.
You said Chuloso? Alex?
He's making that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is, bro.
That shit is fucking made the fuck up right now.
No, it's not. Honestly, Ian,
he's like,
I'm telling you, Ian, look it up.
Cholucci holes. Cholucci holes. Don't look it up, people. You'll fucking see some shit you don't want to see.
No, bro. It's an upgrade over. It's a higher standard. It's a more of a high class Chipotle.
Whoa, check this out. We have a on the border here. Guess what its rating is?
Wait. On the border where?
In Orlando.
No fucking way.
What is it rated?
Half a star.
It's in Kissimmee, Florida.
What is it? Yes, I told you, bro. Like, it's terrible. On the border is terrible. It amazes me how
there's one in West Palm too.
It amazes me.
That makes
there is.
That
it
makes sense, Bryce.
it amazes me how they're still in fucking business, bro. Like I haven't
Well, they
eaten.
got
I've
pork.
never smelled that low ever.
Down,
I thought that was
Yeah,
your favorite spot, Em.
No, that shit is
yeah,
terrible.
Nah,
Terrible.
yeah.
his
So
favorite spot
like
is
Freebirds.
Cholo
Free
Holes.
down,
Em,
son.
you like
His
Freebirds,
favorite spot
Em?
is Cholo Holes.
Em, you like Freebirds, Em?
Oh
You eat
yeah.
Freebirds?
Freebird's all
Freebirds
right,
is
bro.
good. Freebirds is good.
Fuck, this
Yeah,
fucking
Freebird's all
episode
right.
is not
free,
gonna get
free bird.
monetized.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
restaurant called
Freebirds.
These are terrible restaurants.
That's also a wrestling team, a former wrestling team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
it
gonna say.
was.
Remember the
Right, Mr.
Michael
Falls, the
Hayes and
Fat Bird.
Yep.
Yeah,
the
Right.
wrestling group, the Freebirds.
That's why they
Yeah.
call it the
yeah.
Freebird rule.
All right,
Mhm.
EM. Now that you're on, give us a restaurant.
The what? My favorite?
Well, not a favorite, but just give us like a good recommendation to a restaurant.
I mean, bro, there's so many in Dallas Fort Worth. I mean, you got fucking Terry Black's bar. What are you talking about? Barbecue? What are you talking about?
Sticky's,
Okay, well, all
Sticky's
right.
barbecue.
What
There you
about
go.
Pepe's?
Nah, bro,
Sticky's is
Dickies
good.
is trash.
No, like
That-
EM, if you were to travel to Dallas, what would you tell us? Like, what would your recommendation?
Now,
This
I'm
is the
coming to
spot you
Dallas
have
to watch the
eat.
Dolphins versus
I'm
the
going to
Cowboys.
give me some
I'm
Whataburger.
saying on the southwest end. Where am I going?
Mm,
I'm
that's
going
a
to
good.
Whataburger.
Well, what are you in the mood for though? Like,
I'm in the
And-
mood. I'm in the
Anything.
mood to eat some Dallas food that says, "Yeah, this is Texas
Well,
barbecue."
barbecue. Terry
Texas
Black.
barbecue.
No,
You
can't
have,
do barbecue.
you got Country Boys. They're my favorite. They're our favorite. That's what we hit up.
Country boys.
They're
That's
smaller.
racist. That's
Yeah,
racist.
yeah.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was
they
waiting
got
for
the
someone
confe-
to pick it up. Are these country? What color are these country boys? Tell us. We want to know.
Hey,
We wanna
and they
know.
got hey Cap. They actually have the Confederate flags in the goddamn flying,
Oh, it
in
is
the windows and
Texas.
shit.
It is
So yeah,
Texas.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
wearing overalls. They're wearing overalls.
I probably don't even
They
go
wear
to that one.
overalls, right? They got overalls on, right?
No, they don't do the overalls. But no, hell no. But
I don't know if
Do
I
they
can
got the
trust a
Dukes
guy
of
cooking
Hazzard
me.
car outside?
I don't know if I can trust a fucking Confederate flag flying barbecue guy that
Do
doesn't
they got
have
the Dukes of
overalls
Hazzard
on.
out there?
hey, trust me,
He
Cap,
had
you'll fit
overalls
right
on,
in.
I'd be about
Goddamn
it.
it.
Who would?
Check
You'll
out
race
there.
the path. You'll fit right in. Goddamn it.
Cocksucker.
Bowman,
Cut you,
Bowman,
fucking-
Be good, be good,
fucking
Crypto.
prick.
But hey,
Alright.
but this
So
spot
go on
though,
down there, Country Boys.
no,
Alex,
actually,
Alex,
actually, bro.
You know about that spot, Alex?
Hang on. No, you don't know. They're a mama. They're only located in Saginaw. Like they're black guys that own the spot.
Oh, so it is good then.
Yeah, it's fire, bro. I'm telling you, like they're small. They probably been out. Been in business probably I think 5 years. I think.
Oh,
Is
wow,
it
so
sweet
it's a newer
barbecue or is
joint.
it spicy?
They got both, bro. Both.
They got
They
dry,
kind of combine.
they got dry rub.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
they got
man.
everything. Beef. They got like obviously brisket. They have obviously chicken, smoked chicken. Barbecue beef ribs. Obviously pork rib. They got everything.
I'm more of a pork rib fan, but beef ribs just too much fucking work for too little.
Man, how about Solman's?
All right, so now we got a good barbecue joint, Country Boys. What about
Solman's?
a
Too. That's another one.
Yeah, what about Solman's?
Solman's.
What's that? What's that?
Solman's BBQ. Solman's.
Where's that? No, I've never heard of that. Where's that located?
Rockwall, Roy City.
No, you way
Rockwall,
out.
Roy City.
Bro, you an hour away. You're an hour away from where I'm at, bro.
All right,
Ian,
so
you never heard of Solman's? Oh man.
Nah. Mm-mm. I don't even know what that is.
What about
Now,
like a
It's
Tex-Mex
Jewish barbecue.
joint?
well, see, it's a little further from where my house is. It's in Grand Prairie. It's probably like, give or take traffic or whatnot. It's probably about 48 minutes away. But we'll make that goddamn trip. Like it's called Little Mexico's. This shit, I'm telling you, if you want, and again, we've eaten everywhere in Dallas Fort Worth, like Tex-Mex, Mexican, whatever. But to me, now again, people have their own opinions, but it's the best Tex-Mex food they have actually authentic, like, quote unquote hardcore Mexican food, and then they have the Tex-Mex flavor as well. But
So
but
I gotta take you at your word, because here's a man living in Dallas Fort Worth area that's driving an hour away to a Mexican food joint.
100%.
You have
Like
to
we-
have passed 2,000 of them to get an hour away to go to this one place.
Like
pass up
like
as many that you do to go to that joint. It's got to be bomb as fuck.
like check this out. We like me and my wife. We wanted she wanted some barbacoa, right? So I was like, well, all right, bet. Where you want to go? We gonna order it in or what? She's like, no, I just kind of kind of want to step out a little bit. And I was like, well, where you want to go? Oh, let's go to Grand Prairie. Boom. You already know what time it is. So phenomenal food, bro. Like the place is quiet, man. They got good, they have
mariachi
nice
band playing and shit.
yeah, nice music, bro.
Fuck yeah,
dude.
There's
It's perfect.
West Palm. Yes, there was a joint in West Palm, dark as fuck, right? Place is dark too.
What's that? Sorry, bro.
Is the restaurant dark? Like it's really dim lit and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Like
Yes.
it's like in the evening they'll have, they got all the candles and shit lit up in there, and it's just they try to give you that authentic Mexican type feel to it, and but it's perfect. The food, and like you literally have to get there early because, bro, it's always packed and they're open from Sunday to Sunday. It's always
I can't
packed,
remember the place in West Palm that was on Okeechobee Road, but they were at one spot and then moved to another spot and redid it, and it was like that, like you're talking about, like everything was just fucking made from scratch, high end.
Yeah,
Mexican
bro, like
cuisine. It was fire. It didn't matter what the fuck you stumbled on to order in that bitch. It was going to be amazing.
They got the authentic tortilla machines and shit right in front of you.
Yeah,
like right when you walk in,
the dough
they
and
make
shit, feeding it through. Yeah, dude, I know exactly.
It's phenomenal.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. You don't get their places all too often. They're hard to find.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, that Country Boys, does it end with a Z?
Yeah.
Oh, they got one down here in Pompano Beach.
Well, that might be a different Country Boys. I doubt that's a chain.
Yeah, it ain't a chain. No, they're family owned and operated.
Well, you should check that one out, and there's Country Boys around here too.
Yeah.
But if there's no Confederate flag in the place, I would leave right away.
I was joking about the Confederate. Hey, I was joking about the Confederate flag and shit. It's two brothers. No, it's two brothers that own the goddamn spot. You know damn well they don't have no goddamn Confederate flags in the windows and shit.
Act like you
the fuck out of here.
That didn't have American.
Let me just say.
Don't act like you didn't know a couple of folks that had fucking Confederate flags. You know damn well you knew a couple.
Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, okay?
Here we go.
If let's say for example you would have got a couple bucks in your pocket, right? You're really craving like a slice of pizza. All you have to do is go to QT and get yourself a nice
slice of gas station pizza. I got you.
It's actually pretty good.
He loves.
Hey man,
QT
bro, these QTs down here, bro, like they have stepped their game up tremendously. Damn, I mean, yes. Alex ain't, bro, like listen, I'm not saying like, I don't recommend you taking your wife there or whatever, you going none of that shit. Yeah, but like if you on a trip, if you're on a road trip, if you're on a road trip and you coming through Dallas-Fort Worth, them QTs, bro, like if you need something quick, like they got everything in them fucking QTs now. Saying. Chicken wings, I'm sure you like that, Cap. Fucking everything now. So if you want something like,
well, wait a second. What you mean? Oh,
yeah, you gonna love that shit.
I was like, what the fuck? I didn't get it at first.
Yeah, you gonna love that. You love.
Ice cream is another one the QT has.
You're a fucking asshole,
bro. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I can't help that you're making me laugh, bro.
But,
I can't help. It's your fault.
Hey, man. But for real, like if you coming through, especially if you're on a road trip or something, like, bro, them QTs, man, they don't step their game up, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you know they have ice cream there at QT.
They have what now?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
All right, so I was hoping you would give me some real obscure names.
What's all this damn food talk tonight, Cap?
You're not Alex. Well, dude, it was just Alex was giving the most obscure. Alex is eating at places that sound like strip club. Well, Fred had a suggestion.
Donkeys.
Donkeys. Yeah, he goes, yo, if you're ever in New Jersey, man, you got to go to Donkeys. I'm like, Fred, I'm not going to the titty bar to eat. Dude, what you mean?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, nah.
Hey man, They have those down here too now. If that's
Of
what you
course they
into,
do.
you know what I
I don't
mean.
want to. Yeah, but I'm not
You know what
interested.
I'm saying.
Me and the boys only go there because the steak is real good, honey.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. I'm
That's what
sure.
they've been. That's what they've been saying for fucking decades. No. Let's get off the food talk. It was just
No.
it was a rabbit hole Alex took us down, and it was too funny not to run with it,
Damn, I
dog.
see, bro. Like,
Bro,
but
you got to go back and listen to it. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, the team, we're talking a little bit about the O line and stuff, and I'm not going to
mhm,
accept it as an excuse. And I made the example that look how much money we spend throughout this fucking team at everywhere, every position group, running back, not just money, but like draft picks and stuff too, right? We've
mhm,
got all kinds of stuff put into this offense. When we were going into the draft, we were like, hey, probably need to get an interior guy, whether it's a center, a guard, whatever.
mhm.
Dolphins said no, didn't add one at any given point. The only guy they brought in here was Aaron Brewer, who we have yet to see do anything, really.
Driscoll as well.
Driscoll, but Driscoll was, I mean, let's not, I think Driscoll's going to make the team, but perceptively, did they solve anything?
Mhm,
Like they're like, hey, we're gonna have Eichenberg at guard. Well, now
mhm,
Eichenberg's playing center. I always thought they shouldn't have got the center. I thought they should have drafted a guard and or
mhm,
drafted a center guard, had Eichenberg play center, and that would have been the route that made the most sense to me. And they didn't do that. They didn't take anybody in the draft. They took a tackle, which I understand the foresight of replacing Teron Armstead, but like I
mhm,
have these problems today, not I'll address the Teron Armstead problems next offseason because I have glaring problems in the interior right now. When they got Aaron Brewer, they essentially sold that, hey, this guy he's it. This is our dude. I wasn't
mhm,
really sold on it. And now I got
mhm,
Eichenberg playing center all along where I thought he should have. And it's just it's frustrating. And I don't want the fan base. They're all still, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Even Alex said
mhm,
Big O. He let us know what Big O said that he's going to be there week 1. Um,
mhm,
and fans are like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. But if this team starts, tripping up on itself because of the interior line, I'm not going to let it be an excuse. All I heard is don't worry this whole time.
mhm.
And
And,
I'm not
you
going to
know
let
that's
that be an excuse. They
and,
said don't worry, then make me not worry by having everyone else play so well that if there is deficiencies there, it counterbalances because everyone's carrying the lost weight.
well that is fair, Cap.
Is Ian breaking up or is that me?
Gonna know that. Can you hear
You're
me?
breaking up a little bit.
Hang on, bro.
Oh man,
When was the
Ian,
last time we drafted this in anyway?
I gotta
Ian
get
he
T-Mobile,
trying to
bro.
order that knob chicken or some snob chicken or some shit.
I gotta get
All
Ian
right.
T-Mobile.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I
Okay.
gotta really hook you up with T-Mobile,
So
bro.
like that's fair to have that level of concern at this point, Cap, because the jury is still out. We're not gonna know. We're not gonna get the most firm assessment of the team until we have a sample size, right? Until we actually play some games. It's tough, but that's the route that the Dolphins have taken, and we just have to trust them at this point. Like, Markelly has this saying now. He believes in he has to constantly remind himself that he believes in Butch Berry, which it's all that
I'm
is.
on that too. I'm singing the
And
praises of
again,
Butch Berry we trust.
it's tough to be in that situation at this point. But I mean, considering the job that he did last year,
Yeah.
right,
and the year before.
and the year before, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. So
I agree with that sentiment, right? I just
Butch
don't
Berry
want.
wasn't here in
And I'm not.
2022.
Listen, here's the thing, right?
Yeah, he was.
I'm talking about two things.
Was he really?
I'm not
No,
gonna
I thought it
let.
was Frank Smith.
Bush Perry was that last year was his first year.
Yeah,
Last year was
yeah,
his
that's what I
first year.
thought.
yeah, last
We're accrediting the work he did in Denver too, boys. But here's the thing I'm trying to get at is that
Okay.
if it struggles in the beginning, or
Mhm.
if the Dolphins, falter at the end, and I don't want to hear the excuses. Well, they had 15 line combinations. We've been doing line combinations now for a while. Like
Mhm.
I don't want this to be the excuse that fans hang their hat on when again it was a glaring hole to the obvious that they chose to not do, and that tells me they're they're more than comfortable because they. I mean, dude, listen, I'm happy Odell Beckham's on this team, but if they took that money and gave it to a guard, I would have felt better, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying. So
Mhm. And
that's I
I'm
don't
with you,
want the
Cat. And you would think you would, and 100%. But you would think, at least from a fan's perspective, right? The Dolphins would be a little more aggressive in terms of their approach to the O line in general.
Mhm.
But again, like I said, bro, I think Butchberry, this O line, the O line coach, he's earned the benefit of the doubt, and we just have to wait and see how it plays out, bro. But me personally, the true tests are going to come with the upper tier teams, like your Baltimores, your obviously Kansas Cities, your Buffaloes, your Cincinnati's, especially with teams that have kind of more imposing defensive fronts.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, it's tough to be here, and me too. I wish they would have been a little more aggressive in their approach. Maybe,
Well, at the same
but
time, right? It's not their lack of aggression. It's the lack of the plan they put together that I didn't like, and the execution of it confirming that I didn't like it. If they would have sold me the plan is Eichenberg's the center, we're gonna draft a guy, but he's not gonna play. We're gonna get him in, and they went and got Driscoll, and they're gonna elevate Jones, and we'll wait for Wynn to get back. Like I could see, like, well, at least there's still some continuity. Got everybody's been here. The new guys, this. The problem is that they pulled Eichenberg from center, put him at guard, brought in this new center, and it's just they're mixing and matching already. Where I would have been happier. I mean, look.
Yeah, but I don't understand that part. How are they mix and matching? Because last week was against third stringers. Isn't Ike going to start at center this week?
I got you, but Ike was never projected to start by their eyes.
No,
at any
obviously
point
Brewer.
Since Brewer's been down. So at this point, Brewer, how much snaps have Brewer and Tua actually been able to get to find some form of rhythm and
50?
or continuity? Yeah, exactly. It's so some of the very first snaps they're ever going to have together is probably going to be in live game. When to me, they should have just kept it with Eichenberg, where they already seem to have decent enough chemistry, and he knows some of these guys, and should have added a guard rather than a center in the offseason and added depth to center guard at some point, or not. But it seemed like a miss to me.
I just think there was no big guards out there in the
well, then don't get a guard. I don't care.
What about
Eichenberg at center is essentially the fucking is the thing. Them pivoting off Eichenberg at center is my problem. They should have kept him at center and fucking worried about the other positions. That's what they should have.
No, I think they should have been. Again, I'm not saying make a $20 million investment like Robert Hunt got from Carolina, but I would have felt a little more comfortable. I would have been able to sleep a little better at night if they would have found a more mid-level type of player just to come in,
a 5-6 year vet.
To come in
and that's going for $7 million a year,
right,
5.5 guaranteed.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. And Eichenberg playing center. That's what that would have been fine. And then we got one other guard position that we're worried about. Is Jones going to win over Wynn? Wynn doesn't get there in time. It goes to Jones. Can Cotton and Jones fight?
Because they don't see Eichenberg as a center. They see him as the right guard. But
there's their fucking problem.
That's it's a real conundrum. It is a conundrum.
It's a fucking problem. Because Eichenberg's got short ass arms, and that's best served as him playing double teams from the center position. That's what he should do. He's not quick enough to pull as a pulling center. You need a fast center to do that. They're not going to pull him at fucking guard either. So what does it matter? So why don't they just have his ass at fucking center and stop trying to do this fucking Eichenberg up and down my damn offensive line every year I look at the son of a bitch
because they signed
until
Brewer.
we watch him leave and go play center at another team and they have success, and I'm going to be
because they signed Brewer.
There's Dieter. Well, they should have never signed fucking Brewer. That's a problem.
Okay. Well, that's it. You don't agree with it, and I'm not going to argue with you. You might be right.
Oh no, I'm not coming at you right now. I just fucking this.
But that's how they see it. These people see things. They know how they know how the fans feel because they acknowledge it. We feel a lot better than you do. That's directly directed at us, so they know it. So, and it's not like 3 years ago, where we don't have money. We have money falling out of our back pockets. That's how much money we have. I don't get it either.
Yeah. And here's the thing. right, is that I don't want to sit here and have this conversation about, well, the offensive line, da 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 da, and that
Amen.
take the brunt of the failures of the season, because to me, it's a safety net cop out for this fan base, and even bigger safety net cop out for the organization to feed to the fan base, to get off the backs of us going at anyone and everyone else. And
Well, I'm
it's
gonna be
irritating.
honest with you. Listen, we all know the nature of the postseason, bro. 9 times out of 10, when you get to the postseason and the further along you get in the postseason, it all comes down to trench play, right? So when we face and again, that is my major concern at this point. Have the Dolphins done enough to truly compete, in the trenches with the Baltimores, with Kansas City's, with all of these, these upper tier teams? So, it's going to come down to trench play. That's playoff football. We all know that, right? So it is what it is. But again, it's just tough. We're sitting here at this point. We all have different, we all have our opinions on, how aggressive they should have been, the move that they did make. Did they do enough?
The offensive line or the defensive line? Who do you feel better about? The defensive line or the offensive line? I feel better about the defensive line.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, 100%. I think what if healthy, this D line is going to be they're going to be a force, bro. Like they're going to be legit. So I'm
excited to see what Weaver wants to do with all these guys too, man. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, it's definitely could be a big problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we losing EM again? Because I want to ask him what he thinks about EM. You're breaking up again.
Am I breaking up? My bad.
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Better now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
So,
all right, so with these questions, right, at O-line and stuff, let's pivot real quick. Channing Tindle doesn't make this team, right?
I'm hoping he does, bro. I haven't given up on Tindle yet.
I have.
I hear you.
I don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want Tindle to be on this roster, and that prevent the next. I made this example, right? Tindle was on the roster last year. Ethan Bonner was not, and by a miracle, he made it and got back on the practice squad. What happens if the next Ethan Bonner that's on this roster, like we'll say the McMillan guy, the safety, right? Say he doesn't make this roster and gets scooped up, and we're watching him next year as a starting safety for another team. And meanwhile, we kept Channing Tindle's ass, who hasn't done nothing and flashed at all. Like, just on draft, this team needs to get better about cutting bait with draft status. If it's year 3 and you're on my bubble still, whether it's injury, whether it's anything, and you haven't flashed nothing, you're out of here, bro. I got no patience for it, because I'm looking at guys, and I made the other example, the Zeke Vanderbin or whatever the hell his name is. Like, why not that guy over Tindle? He's at least, that's all.
Because he ain't 240 and runs a 4.4. That's why.
I get you, but we can't get caught up in measurables and things like that.
But
when
NFL coaches, bro. But NFL coaches are about upside. They're all about upside.
It's all coaches in this league. They look at size and speed over heart and ability. They look at what is physical ability rather than actual ability on the field. To me, I would take a smaller, slower guy that knows the game so well that every step he takes is a positive one, than a guy that has all this freak athleticism and he's a hesitant guy, or a guy that takes steps out of place because he's processing. And that goes at every position on this, on any football team. But it's something I constantly see overlooked by coaches at all levels. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Hey, that's the NFL, bro. Like, the bigger, stronger, faster you are, bro, you're gonna get more grace. And draft stats as well is in play. So I don't see them. I think Channing Tindle makes it on the roster by the skin of his teeth, because you know how stubborn Greer is with his draft picks. And like it or not, Channing Tindle has tremendous athletic upside, and coaches. They if you can ever coach him up and get his mind up to speed where it needs to be successful at that position, you have a truly a player sitting there with all pro potential. You know what I mean? He's got that type of upside.
Eric Ikuzama and Channing Tindle are both players that are sitting there that I'm ready
He's
to
another
cut.
one too.
I'm ready to cut if I think in any position group, whether it's wide receiver in their own position groups or other position groups that are bubble guys that I am afraid that if they don't make my 53, will get scooped up. Like Storm Duck. I don't know if Storm Duck is the best out of the three, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
But say from this point on, he just looks like a baller. But you're not going to keep him over Ethan Bonner, so he becomes a cut, right? I would rather say no. Let's carry 7 cornerbacks, which that's pretty much what they carry. Let's carry 8, we'll say, whatever's one too many, to keep a Storm Duck and let a Channing Tindle or Eric Ikuzama go, because the draft status can't outweigh the actual impact on the field any longer for this football team, because the money has been spent. They need to really change the philosophy here to understand a way to stay cap compliant and stay competitive at all levels. That's what they need. They need to do that, because holding on to draft picks for the sake that they were drafted is a fail. Just as many draft picks bust. On the flip side, just as many UDFAs work out. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. Let me hop in this chat real quick, Cap.
Okay.
Highlight Mark Jones. Mark Jones's Cap. EM, who or what makes you confident in the D line? Who's going to replace the production of Wilkins and AVG? First off, if you're talking about just from a production standpoint, we brought in Calais Campbell for a reason. And if you look at his numbers compared to Christian Wilkins, it's basically a wash between those two players. You have one that is, obviously a lot older in Calais, but if you're coming from a production standpoint, if that's your concern, it's a wash between those two players. So, and as far as Andrew Van Ginkel is concerned, I think they've replaced him. It'll be like a committee type approach to replace his level of production.
Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel hurts, dude. That guy hurts, losing him.
Listen, I love AVG, right? I love Van Ginkel, but I think the combination with Agba, with Chop Robinson, with the emergence of Quentin Bell, I think you combine maybe even Mo Kamara. I know they're unproven commodities to some degree.
Yeah,
but
they're taking a multitude approach to see where they're
committee type
that.
approach, right?
Yeah.
To replicate that production, and I think they'll be successful in doing that.
No different than how they addressed the loss of Christian Wilkins, and that's, to me. Listen, Christian Wilkins is great. That's why he got all that money. But to me, I don't need that type of production from my interior in an effective defense, right? And I think the ideology rings true with how Weaver sees the defensive front, mixing it up with speed packages, with size packages, power packages, and rolling in these guys. We're going to see a lot of combinations. You're going to see some combinations where you're going to have smaller interior guys with bigger guys on the wing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a thing. And I've personally, that's the way I always thought a defense is better and more effective. Now, there is something to say, like, if you got a couple of keystone points where you got guys that sit there for everything, I understand that as well. But to me, you're rotating these guys and you have them in fresh, and you put in, your speed package on an obvious passing down because the Dolphins are up, you're going to be highly successful, and vice versa, to where if they're going to try to run the game out, it's just, I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. I'm not so worried about the D-line. I still am more worried about the interior of the O-line.
And also, like, a lot of the fan base, I don't think is taken into account enough is Weaver's we can speculate, he's going to be a much more aggressive play caller than what we saw in the Vic Fangio. So you combine all of those things, not only the D-line, but the upgrade at the second level, right? We can all agree they upgraded the linebacker room tremendously. Again, all depending upon health. So
here's the thing I will be watching, though, and I know Weaver's done well, but I want to see what he's going to do as far as, like, there is something to be said that sticking to your guns and not overthinking it and changing it up. I hope Weaver doesn't fall victim to something like that, right? Like when with a guy like Vic Fangio, you're like, change the defense. You want him to do something, and he sticks with it, and then it pays off. Where younger guys like Weaver, who's not a young guy, he has a lot of experience, but I just got to see it for myself in Miami.
I hear you. That's fair.
There's
But
that as well.
no, I think in terms of my level of concern, like there's no unit on the defense that I'm overly concerned about.
I'm concerned about the depth at safety.
No, not even backup safety. I'm comfortable there as well, bro. Like
we kept the right defensive tackle, as far as I'm concerned. It was between Wilkins and Sealer.
And I told all those when it was like, I know Rhino, you're not around on Twitter in the spaces like that, but you remember like going back the back and forth like the last 2 years between Wilkins. We would have this conversation between Wilkins and Tyler, and I would caution everybody, look.
Losing you a bit.
Wilkins, I always felt like from day one, Wilkins was on borrowed time. Damn. What about here? What about? Can you hear me now?
Well, yeah.
We heard you. Yeah, Wilkins was out on borrowed time.
And to your point,
so
we fought against that a lot. Like I like Wilkins, but we know he wanted the money, and I didn't understand how anyone could see the production from Zach Sealer for the significant amount of money less. Even
he had more sacks. He had more sacks. He had more tackles.
And people would always argue, and I would tell people like, see, Seiler, and again, this is no shade at Christian Wilkins. He's a tremendous player, but raw athletically, Seiler is the better athlete.
Hello.
So I always felt like from a sack production standpoint, if there was ever between the two, that was going to the person that was had more ability to get to double digits. I always felt like it was Zach Seiler, bro. And that was validated. I mean, that was, we saw
who drafted Sealer? And who drafted Sealer? Baltimore. I'm looking for big things. That's all I know.
Yes. And again, like people, again, a lot of our fan base, they're just not like conversations that I overhear. Like I'm not on the internet like that, like a lot of people. But when I do come up, I hear the conversation, I listen to the conversation, and like nobody's even talking about Seiler, his role in this defense. Like, man, I mean, he should be like one of the top three or four guys we should be highlighting going into the season, because I think he's poised to have an even just as productive a year, maybe even better year than he had last year.
Well, I wonder, are we going to find him with a lot of one-on-one matchups with the defensive fronts and the gap schemes that Weaver will have? If he's on the interior, with an outside leverage of from a nose tackle perspective, say on the outside of the guard with a pass rusher that's obviously going to have to be picked up by the tackle, is he able to find himself in more favorable one-on-one matchups this year? And we're going to see him really just gobble it up as far as statistics go. I don't know. We're going to see. I think we will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Jalen Phillips is back. That'll help. Like he's in line for week 1. But if Chop gets to popping, right? Agba, if he's truly kind of reverted back to his 2020, 2021 form.
Calais Campbell, bro.
Campbell as well. Like, I mean,
what kind of D-line? I mean, look, if you got Chop Robinson, first round pick, you've got Jalen Phillips, Calais Campbell, and Zach Seiler, and that's your defensive line on a passing play. It's 3rd and 8 in the fourth quarter, and you're down by 10.
Your poison.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What I'm saying? You're gonna throw short of the sticks, or you're gonna take a fucking helmet to the face.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't even mentioned once Bradley Chubb comes back. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And people forget how good Bradley Chubb was playing there at the end, dude. He was
dominant,
on fire. He
was
dominant.
Best of his career.
I thought so too, Rhino. I was like, holy shit, I see why they paid this man all this money and traded for him, because he was showing up. I was like, he's worth everything. Holy cow. We expected a slow start with him when we traded for him midseason. But towards the end of that, wow, he was
carrying that D line.
He was carrying that D line there for a minute.
So
let's think about that. We lost Connor against the Titans. Hunt was chipped up the whole year, and then we lose Phillips and Chubb man, we got screwed, bro.
Yeah,
Like, at the end of the year last year, we really think about it. It's awful what happened to us.
Yep. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
gonna be interesting. There's some bubble guys I'm gonna keep my eye on for sure around here. And
Yeah.
again, it's guys like you mentioned, Mo Kamara, that I don't want to see miss the 53 and end up somewhere week 6, having a fucking walk-off win sack for Seattle. You know what I'm saying? While
the Dolphins they've got some tough decisions to make.
they
Like
do, and
Kamara
that's
is
why.
one. Because if you cut, you're not going to be able to stash, him like Malik Washington, any of those draft picks, that they like, bro. It's good. They're not going to be able to stash them on a
And then
practice
the
squad.
guys like Grayson Murphy,
Great.
right? Like
well, he's locked up because they put him on IR, which
that's right.
I agree
That's
100%.
right. I
They did that
agree
with
too.
Taj Washington as well. So I think the Dolphins are going to get creative here, move as we get closer to the season and cut down day.
Absolutely.
They're going to get
Yep.
creative. You'll find
Yeah, they're gonna
somebody come
stash
up with a
some
toe
guys.
injury, somebody
And I
come up
don't-
with a toe injury, a bad shoulder or something, and the Dolphins will shut them down.
Yep.
Hey, that's the NFL, bro. The Dolphins are not the only team that does that. This is the NFL.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it,
Right.
and you have to. And again, that same point with Channing Tindle, I don't want to see Sylvan Ahmed's ass taking up one of my IR stash spots ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys, it's enough already. It's enough already. It's year 3 of this offense. It's year 3 of this team. We've changed defensive coordinators. We've doubled and tripled down on this offense. It's time to if you ain't a guy who fuck them. It's time to replenish the churn the bottom of the roster a little bit and give some of these younger guys an opportunity that are just at the very minimum hungrier.
Yeah, and that's like I said, we might have a difference of opinion in terms of like moving off of certain players, but you have a fair point though, Cap. Like, Tindle has shown. I mean, Tindle can't even get on the field. Like he's a special teams guy, but man, he hasn't shown you anything. But I've seen more in the preseason. I've heard more, going back to the start of OTAs.
I remember last year. I remember the year we drafted him. They talked about him in OTAs. And shit.
I don't remember that. I don't recall that.
I do. You don't remember it because then it went dead silent for a whole 10 months. That's why you don't remember it.
From what I understand, like since he got here, like people were wondering, like where, like people don't even remember seeing him on the field. He was that irrelevant. But from what I've heard privately, as well as, you've heard, I'm sure we all listen to Omar Kelly's of the world and Barry Jackson of the world and whoever. And they've all, been consistent about he's shown you a lot more this offseason than he's shown in his previous 2 years. So I don't know if that'll be enough for him to make the roster. Really, to be honest with you. But if it was me, it was up to me. I'm going to give him one more year. I'm going to find a way to keep him on this roster. And, because I just believe in that upside, bro. He's got tremendous upside, bro. So
I mean, I can understand the gamble, but I'm saying we've gambled on it. It's 3 strikes, you're out. And I don't want to look at buy Channing Tindle because, whatever, and look at guys that I'm looking at that are talented and, Storm Duck, any of these other linebackers, any of these other O linemen. I mean, shit, dude, we got an injured center right now. If they said we want to keep the UTEP kid over Channing Tindle, I'm like, bet. I understand that. To me, I don't understand keeping Channing Tindle on any other reason other than what you just said is this year the upside's finally going to pan out. I'm not interested in it anymore. There's too much talent.
How I look at Channing Tindle. When I'm evaluating him, the question I have is in my mind is, can I get you to perform at a level on a Duke Riley type of level? Because you don't need Tindle to come in and be a starter this year. Now, if he pops off,
you need a rotation guy that flashes in special teams.
Right. If I can, and I think he's from, again, it's a small sample size.
Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the year that he makes the slow transition, and we turn around 3 years from now and we're in it, we're talking about extending him or something. I don't know, but here's the thing. I have a question about Channing Tindle. If he ends up on the waiver wire after 53-man roster cuts, what team is picking him up and putting them on their 53?
No. I don't think Tyndall's clearing waivers either. I think some team is going to look at him.
You do.
They're going to look at the upside and they're going to say, well, I can coach that up. I can get more out of him what the Dolphins did. So, and again, I think the scheme might fit him better too than what we saw under Vic Fangio. It might be a situation like with Emmanuel Ogbah. There was a lot of people in the community that was writing him off, saying he's washed, he's trash, garbage, etc. Right? So all of a sudden, there's a philosophical change in place, and all of a sudden, okay, damn, Ogbah's popping like he was in 2020 and 2021.
I'll tell you what, that is a reason I hadn't considered that the scheme change better suits his abilities, and the coaching style and abilities are going to be better utilized since Tindall's arrival with Fangio and Boyer. That I could see. Now okay, but
and we all remember Jerome Baker's developmental cycle, right?
This is why I like to argue with you, EM. This is why I like to argue or debate with you, because you do give perspectives I didn't consider at times. I'll give you that.
Hey, listen, we all remember the Jerome Baker developmental cycle, right? Remember Baker? And again, I was highly critical of Jerome Baker, right?
Oh,
but
I seen
Rhino, you know 100%. Rhino, you know 100%. But listen, Flores had a different, vision for him in his scheme. He developed, and I'm talking about early on in his development.
In the wide nine. He was drafted for wide nine.
He was.
Right. Weak side outside linebacker in a 4-3. That's what he played at that's what he came up in under at Ohio State. But Flores, what did he do? Right? He developed a pack specific things for him to do, specific package, i.e. pass rushing, right? Again, did you see that heat-seeking missile that knocked the fuck out of Tyler Heineke last week? Mm-hmm. That was Channing Tindle, right? So again, if you can develop,
I don't know, maybe. I see your point, right? But to me, when we drafted Baker, Baker came in a year after Raekwon McMillan.
He was trash. He was trash.
Yeah, but he was starting and he was trash all his rookie year, all over. So he wasn't great, but he was at least getting on the damn field. Tindall can't even get on the field, bro.
Here's the thing though. Did Jerome who was Jerome Baker playing with under Flores? Like, who was that other inside linebacker?
No, not McMillan.
Landon Roberts of the world. Landon Roberts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody else we're forgetting too.
Yeah, no.
New England linebacker that 1 year.
Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah.
Kyle Van Noy played
Van Noy.
Rusher. But again,
he played everywhere though.
He did. Again, even dating back to the 3rd round pick rookie year of Jerome Baker, I could see the flashes of willingness to do the dirty work that you get from your linebackers, ability to rush the passer, and ability to play in the passing game in a zone a little bit. And he had a lot of speed. He wasn't as big, but he was big enough to play all this stuff. So you could see the upside. To me, Tindall, he's terrible in coverage. He's a heat-seeking missile when the plays dialed up for him in this manner. But I just don't see, outside of these quote-unquote measurables, I don't see a cerebral player. I don't see an instinctive player. I see a guy that hesitates.
I agree.
Thinking. And I would rather have a guy running around with his hair on fire, not knowing what he's doing at times, just playing free and wild, than a guy who's sitting there thinking and doesn't have the ability to get the thought out fast.
But guess what? That was early Jerome Baker.
Not really. No,
that was all Jerome Baker, bro.
Bro, you need to go back and watch that rookie season of Jerome Baker.
He was terrible. What you mean?
I'm not saying he was.
He was terrible. And at least Tindle, in my opinion, when you look at the tape, Tindle don't have a problem sticking his nose in there and mixing it up. Jerome Baker has always been a quote unquote soft player, in my opinion.
Last year was the only time he showed any balls.
Exactly. No, Jerome Baker has always been.
Jerome Baker, his rookie season, had a combined 79 tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 interception.
But again,
none of them meant anything. The guy
exactly
nothing.
I guarantee you, 65 of them tackles was what happened 15 yards down the goddamn field.
Yeah,
I guarantee you. So no, you see, and the thing is,
I do hate Baker. I admit it. I do
now, listen. Now Baker had a lot of
went out of him.
Right? Never, he always stayed on the field, and he had obviously the speed. He had high upside from athletic perspective, but again, look at how Flores how he developed him early on, created specific things for him to do within the confines of the structure, right? That way you can take advantage of, put him in a situation where he's utilizing his athleticism, blitzing, right? Being a secondary responder as opposed to the first, because the first responder is always the one is responsible for the initial response to the offensive play call, right? Getting in there, taking on blocks, processing at a high level. That never was Jerome, and it's still not Jerome Baker.
Yeah, but remember that 2018 season that he had those stats. Their D wasn't that good. That was the Adam Gase final season. And I mean, with changing defenses in and year out from that point on, doing everything he did as a 3rd-round draft pick, I'm sorry, when you measured up to the 3rd-round draft pick that is Channing Tindle, if Channing Tindle doesn't find his way into even a rotational role, he will pale in comparison to all of what Jerome Baker has done over his career. That's just the facts.
Well,
Jerome Baker has played every year. He had over 100 tackles his sophomore year. He had over 100 tackles his junior year, and he had 92, 100,
I would agree.
I mean, the consistently put up stats and been there in the trenches playing football. Do I want him to have a little bit more, blowing it up? Yeah, but that was never his really game, was it? He's a weak side linebacker that they put at middle.
But what did I say about Baker, right? He was durable.
Yeah, he's always there, adorable.
Yeah, no, he was always available.
And when he got hurt last year at the end of the season, that was actually very impactful. Because if he had stayed, he was making good plays.
And Baker over the years developed into a nice player. But I'm talking about the early stage of his career, the first 2 to 3 years. Baker was he was a non-impactful player. Again, you look at he was in a 4-3 under Adam Gase and Matt Burke, right? He was terrible his rookie year. I think he was definitely not terrible, but he got incrementally better. But he was not
Matt
an impactful.
Burke was fucking terrible, bro.
Absolutely,
he was terrible.
Terrible.
I thought. I mean, Boyer was a little bit better than him as a linebacker.
Boyer was a lot better. Boyer was a lot better, bro.
Yeah, true that.
But again, Baker, if you're durable and you don't have any other options but to play him, because that's the position Brian Flores put him in, you're gonna have statistics, bro. I guarantee you're gonna accumulate tackles if you're a linebacker. Your job is to tackle. But again, it's how impactful is that? How many plays under that within that 100+ tackle total that you just highlighted? How many actual impactful plays were they? How they impact the game?
The way I looked at him,
just don't look at the tackle total and think like, oh, this guy's legit ball. No, bro. Like a lot of those statistics can be misleading, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I'd watch him, and maybe it's because I'm biased. I really never thought much of him, but it always looked like to me that he was trying to get away from contact. That's just the way I saw him play. He'd always make the tackle, but after it meant something, and it was always a side tackle or a half tackle. Like I said, the end of last year is when he really started to show some balls.
In 2022, he had 5.5 stuffs in the hole. He had
when was that? What year was that?
2022.
Yeah.
He had 1 forced fumble, 4 sacks. He had 66 solo tackles. That was his last year with Miami. The second to last year with his
Yeah,
last year with Miami.
he got better.
23.
He developed, and again, you never heard me criticize Jerome Baker nowhere near the level that I did in his early years. He got better.
Look,
I acknowledge that.
I mean, he's again.
But I look at what plagued him, what was his Achilles heel early on in his career. I see the same thing with Channing Tindle, and I just look at Tindle as the more physical player, as the more that has more athletic upside than Jerome Baker, right? Which is why, again, the scheme change might benefit him a hell of a lot more than people realize this year. Let's wait and see. That's why I'm not ready to give up on him, because you could be sitting here, right? If we'd have gave up on Jerome Baker, listen to me, right? Give up on Jerome Baker. Early on in his career, then we would have given him the opportunity to blossom into the player.
I say Jerome Baker earned the snaps, and the stats dictate, because by the completion.
Did he earn it, or they didn't have any other options? Did he earn it, or they didn't have any other options?
Guess what? Whether they didn't have any other options or he earned it, they couldn't replace him, because he continued and got paid to stay with the Dolphins. And by his third year with the Dolphins, he had over 300 friggin' tackles. He had 11 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. So I don't understand. He had 12 stuffs. No, not 12. He had 8 stuffs. He had
what year was
in
that?
the hole. 10 passes defended in the pass.
What was his stuffs in his career? The stuffs.
His career is 21.
Wow, not bad.
He has 21 passes defended as well.
But I'm saying he developed
his first 3 years. That means Channing Tindle would have to warrant anything that puts him on any sort of track to even be considered to hold Jerome Baker's jockstrap this year.
Listen, I'm not making the argument that he has been as productive. Nobody's saying that at all.
Ian said he was wrong. Ian said he was wrong. So.
Right. About Baker, absolutely. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like Channing Tindle hadn't got, again, and a lot of that is his fault, right? It's his fault, right? He hadn't been able to get on the field for whatever reason. Is it lack of work ethic? Is it he just hadn't really acclimated to the NFL yet? Who knows? But he has not been on the field he hadn't had an opportunity to get on the field so we can better assess him. Like if
he had an interception for a touchdown last year with Seattle.
Yeah, who did?
Baker did.
With us last year with Philly. It was in Philly. At Philadelphia. It was
my fault.
Philadelphia game.
Mm-hmm. His stats came up on his fucking.
And he intercepted and was going to run into the end zone. That's when the guy hit him at his knee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And watch the game.
I'm just saying, right? Like, I see the upside, but Channing Tindle's perceptive upside because of Mengerals has no bearing to the actual statistical upside that Jerome Baker had by year 3. And to say that you're comparing them, there's no comparison.
No,
no. Maybe at the end of this year.
I'm not comparing the production. I'm comparing the athlete. That's all I'm comparing. That's the only comparison I'm making.
But that's my problem with any comparison. I don't give a damn. I mean, I do care about the athleticism. And if you remember, Jerome Baker was really fast too.
Very.
Not as big, but just as fast. Mm-hmm. So that being said, the cerebral part of the game has to, I don't want to say outweigh, but I'm going to, has to outweigh the physical abilities, because all the physical, every one of these guys has the physical ability to be there. That's why they're in the room. To me, I would put onus on the cerebral part of the game over it, because to me, at every level of football, the God-given talent ones are the ones that get by the longest in life, and this isn't just for football, that get a by in life with no with a breeze. And as soon as stuff gets hard, they give up, they quit, they don't understand why it's not working like it did before. And I just got to say, the guys that overcome and have to work harder to earn it more, I don't want to say I respect them more, because that would mean I respect the other guys less. I'm just saying that when that rubber meets the road and a guy works like a dude that needs to prove it all the time and has the God-given abilities, that's how you end up with a Jalen Waddle. You know what I'm saying? That's how you end up with a Tyreek Hill. So
I agree, but sometimes the light bulb, it takes a little longer for that light bulb to come on with other players. Like there's been endless amounts of players over the years, bro, that have taken longer to develop than than a lot of their peers. So all I'm saying, and again, Baker, production wise, there's no comparison here. I want to be clear, right? Before the idiots start coming out in the chat, I see a few popping up here and there. But anyway, it's just the athlete, and I think and I would have liked to have seen a lot more from Channing. I'm with you, Cap, but at the end of the day, this is why I said, in terms of his place on the roster this year, can I get him to Duke Riley's level? Because that's all you need Channing Tindle this year to do. Now, next year, you're going to need, because depending on his level of play, well, then if he ascends, he develops, well, then you got an opportunity to move off of David Long's salary next year. Now you'll have him as a starter next to Jordan Brooks. Those will be your two starters going into next offseason.
And that's the win-win scenario you hope to find yourself in with the Channing Tindle making those types of leaps. To me, though, I just don't want to hold on to a guy that might do something like that when equally the amount of players you hold on too long, like I said, are guys that you missed giving a chance on. And I'm looking for other guys that I don't want to see guys get looked over for a Channing Tindle because of draft status and fucking ability when there's no other thing keeping them there. But I'm going to close up this show. It's almost 2:00, dude. I can't even believe how late it got quick. I mean,
I thought y'all was pulling y'all was pulling an insomnia or something tonight, Cap.
Tapping out already, man? What's going on?
Yeah,
I know, Rhino. What the fuck?
It's 3:30. It's been going on for 3.5 hours. I know you just got here, but it's been going on for 3.5 hours.
Man, you tripping, Cat? We're Color. Goddamn it, Color need to pop. He need to pull up and keep this party going. Goddamn it,
Color's on vacation.
Color is on vacation.
Is he really?
He's in Yellowstone right now.
Awesome.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, I got to get up in the morning and do I got a jamboree with the boy tomorrow for football.
Nice.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So
coaching or you?
Yeah, I'm coaching.
Nice.
That's what's up, man. Real quick though, before we get out.
Real quick is right. You're cut out.
Out of here.
You cut out.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Real quick. What? Yep. Real quick.
Thoughts on tomorrow?
I'd like to see the starters for a series. I don't want to see the starters week 3.
Tua?
That's when I want to see Tua as long as Armstead's playing. If Armstead plays, and I know he took part in some 11-on-11s for the first time this offseason, which in prior years indicates that they plan to play him and Tua. I don't know. I guess if Lamb's out there, I'll feel safe. I just don't want him out there too long, and I definitely don't want Tua to play in the third preseason game. That's the most dangerous of the last preseason game is the most dangerous one because the bubble guys that are fighting for their lives, if they could just get themselves on SportsCenter or ESPN with a hit on Tua, that's enough to, at the very minimum, have another team call them if they get cut. So I don't need my quarterback in that position. I want
to see Tua for at least a couple series.
Yeah, just a couple series, maybe a quarter, maybe a little longer. We'll see. I don't need all that, and I'd like to see the defense. And I don't need to see Calais Campbell. Obviously, I don't think that's smart to put him out there in a preseason
Channing Tindle.
Yeah, I got to see this Tindle guy. I want to see if Tindle rolls out there with the starters. Which I want to see.
I bet he gets another sack. I'm calling right now. He's going to get another sack tomorrow night.
Get another appearance before the final drive of the half. And that I mean, listen, one sack. That's all we got. Did you see anything else from him in the game? Because I remember.
He had he was all over the place last game.
He was all over the place last game. That safety McMillan, that was his guy. I noticed he could not notice his ass
for sure.
So that's the thing.
Rhino, what your thoughts, real quick, bro?
I have a quick question. What preseason game did they play a half and a something last year with Tua? Was the second or the third?
It was the second. It wasn't the third.
Okay, I think this is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Ronald. No, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
I think they're going to have the same plan for playing the starters in the second game, but I think it's going to be a little less because I think they put a lot of value with the inter squad stuff going on. So I'm with you guys. 2, 3, maybe a quarter, and let's just forget about it. Who cares?
I just want to see. I just want to see the starters long enough to see what Tua's velocity and twitch looks like now. With all the work he's done this offseason, I want to see just long enough to see that, and then deactivate it. I don't want to show my hand to anybody else. That's it. Give me a little hors d'oeuvre until week 1, and that'll be good enough for me. Anything longer than that,
what they'll do.
I think that's exactly what the plan is, right? They're going to come out, they're going to dial up some plays, and Tua's going to be like, what, sling, and they're going to be like, oh, shit, and that's going to be the end of it. Like,
but I think the offensive line will play into the third quarter, wherever the quarterback is.
Oh, yeah. Other than Armstead, that O-line needs work, bro. It needs work. Patrick Paul, I want to see him start. I know he started last week, but I want to see him play a whole game.
I don't know if I want Patrick Paul starting if Tua's back there. I would rather have Lamb in there personally, just to be more.
I don't know, Cap. The word is, bro. He's been.
I love Patrick Paul.
Hey, man.
I just don't want. I don't. It's not so much to protect Tua. It's more to protect Patrick Paul, because if God forbid something did happen, whether it was bad or not for Tua, I don't need him. I just don't need that right now. Let's not take that shot. Put Lamb in there. I know Lamb's going to do the best.
I don't know, man. Listen, the word is, man, like coming into the offseason, Kendall Lamb was clearly head and shoulders above him. All I'm saying is what the now is, that line has been blurred. Like people have trouble.
Right.
So he is like developed, like he has been rapidly developing, and the Dolphins are very well pleased with what they've seen from him from the start of OTAs till now.
The guy.
So
listen, the bill as advertised, he's looking like an absolute robbery in the second round, and that helps, especially from what I hope to see from him in the future. It'll help ease the pain with the fact that they didn't go interior offensive line and chose to go at the tackle. So maybe in the long run, I'll be like, wow, we got ourselves a Pro Bowler here at left tackle, which would be amazing. But we'll see. I don't know.
I can't wait, man. It always feels like, even as a preseason game, it always feels like it's the night before Christmas and shit.
Oh yeah, it's gonna pop off.
I can't fucking wait, bro. It was the night before Christmas, goddammit.
Yeah, and the Dolphins came onto the field.
Hey man, shout out to the chat, bro. Like, it's 1:00 my time, where I'm at, and 2:00 where you guys at, and man, you still, I don't know how many you have in the chat. How many you still have in the chat?
There's 50 on YouTube and over 100 in Twitter.
There you go.
Yeah,
man, shout out to the chat, bro.
Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Hanging in here to the deep. So we'll talk about that game tomorrow. I think Ali's going to go on tomorrow night too. So we'll talk about that whole thing.
Thanks for having me on, Cap.
Yeah, thanks for hopping up, Rhino.
Hey man, Rhino, we got to catch up real soon, bro.
You will, brother. Don't worry.
Hey man, always respect to you, man. Much love to you, bro.
EM, thanks for coming through. Make sure to take the wife out to a fancy Mexican restaurant whenever she wants to go to that place you guys were talking about. That's fucking nice of you, dog. Hell yeah.
Hey,
I enjoyed that.
I always appreciate you having me on, Cap, even though you're a racist fuck. But
fucking bullshit, dude. I didn't say it, you said it, and you know what you did. That's the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem. That's why your phone keeps fucking up on you right now. See, it's fucking up right now. Look at that. Look at him. It's gone. He's gone.
I've been exposed tonight.
Look, see, he can't even get it out. He's fucking up. Look, he thinks he's cooking me right now. He ain't cooking shit. He's getting cooked by his own cell phone. That's what happens when you a liar and a dog. He's a liar and a dog.
Yeah. All right, man. Salute, bro.
Now you're back. All right, I'll see you guys.
All right,
Take
bro.
it easy, everybody.
Salute.
Late.